Hi!
Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today, Monster Hearts 2, Hidden Masters, by Katie Faze. I don't know why I've gone from that guy's voice from that show, but I'm taking it.
Is this Elvis's new voice?
No,
New
no.
voice every session.
Can anyone place that voice for me though?
Yeah, it's. Give me a minute.
From like Battlestar Galactica, I think. The gay Chinese guy.
Yeah, I haven't watched. I know who you're talking about. Yes.
Yes, that one.
Oh no, you're
Oh,
talking.
that's not Battlestar Galactica.
That's
No,
Star
Trek. Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, that aside,
You
guys.
George Tack. Is it?
Takai. Takai?
Takai, something like that.
You were him
Clarification.
there.
Anyway.
Oh my.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my. Social links, our Discord. If you guys aren't already a part of our Discord, you should be. We talk like that in there all the time. All the time. We just talk like that all the time in there. Also, Twitter, if you guys want to get involved in one of our viewer game shows, we have 3 a week, which is up to 12 new players a week. So if you want to get into a game, DM me on Twitter, it's right there, and we'll get you into a game. YouTube, we are catching up on. I'll probably start catching up on that once I've started catching up with all the people who have DM'd me and I haven't responded yet. I'll get to you very soon. We've been moving all week. It's been hectic. I've not even had time to shave, which fits this character very well. We are now a full-time streaming service, so you can support us in several ways. First of all, thank you very much for our progress on our monthly costs. We're doing amazingly well. Thank you all very much. You can also support us on Patreon, which will get added to that at the end of the month. That we also have merchandise, and I'll be running a competition soon for some more Pride dice. We just gave away our last set yesterday. The winner was Gem Song RS. They're very pretty. You could win some. I'll ship them anywhere in the world. Catch up on sleep first. I actually slept for 10 hours today. 10 hours. Yeah.
He's proud of himself.
I am.
He really is.
Last thing is the tweet, which I haven't checked since I posted it. Every 10 retweets, we get something. +1 or -1 to the next scene. Is that right, Katie?
Yes, you get 100 bits, irregular advantage, disadvantage, 200 bits, critical success or fail, 500 bits is a +1 or -1 ongoing for the scene, and the same thing with our retweets. You'll get a +1 or a -1 for that whole scene.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, without further ado, Katie, why don't I hand over to you? You can do an intro and get us to introduce our characters. By Jove.
Yes. So I'm Katie. I am the MC for Monster Hearts 2 Hidden Masters. This is a powered by the Apocalypse system this game is made by Avery Adler. It's about teenagers discovering who they are through monstrous circumstances. It's a very good game. We use safety tools here. We'll be using the flower system as well as lines and bells, X card, N card, O card, all that good stuff. And then I think I will send it over to Alice. You want to introduce yourself, who you're playing, and what their skin is. That's the weirdest thing to say. What's your skin?
Hi, what's your skin? Like, it doesn't sound creepy at all. No, I am Alice, or also White Rabbit Pick. I am the headmistress of the academy, and I am so excited to finally playing this game again. And I'm also loving the artwork. Like, look at the artwork, people. It's amazing. I am playing Sandy Phillips, and she is a ghost, and she's not too happy about it. She sort of feels very out of place, and she was murdered in cold blood, though she doesn't know who by or why or anything to that effect. And she's a kind person, but she also takes no shit. She's been dead long enough to not have to deal with this anymore. But awesome, can't wait.
Up next, we'll go over to Dingo. Dingo, you can say who you are, what you're playing, and what their name is.
So I'm Dingo, and I'm playing the Sasquatch, Claudia Harper, a awkward, sweet bab who loves baseball and embroidery.
She's a grandma.
She is.
Next we'll go down to Meg. If you want to, same thing.
You're muted.
Yeah, I think you're muted.
Oh, or just very quiet.
And you may want to turn yourself up or
move your mic closer to your mouth. Maybe.
So, remember I always complain about where Zoom put their audio options? They've changed it. Now when you click on audio settings, it actually takes you to the audio settings. You no longer have to go through the rigmarole.
That was in the new update. Thank God.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so can you guys hear me now? I just took out the headset. Okay,
100%
cool.
easy.
yes.
So I am Meg, and I'm playing the Fae, Quinn. And she is kind of nervous, kind of awkward, but she's, I don't know, been a little forward as of last session, but she is a changeling, so she does not know that she's a Fae.
Nice.
Right.
And last but not least, our sweet, sweet werewolf boy, Elvis.
Oh, hi, yep, my name is Elvis. I am the werewolf skin. I believe my skin is quite soft, and I likes it when the red juice comes out. Some of you may get that reference.
What is wrong with that?
No, my name's Elvis. I've been wrongly accused. I'm sitting in jail again.
You're still in school. You're still in school.
I thought I got arrested.
Mm-mm. He sent you guys back to class.
Oh man, just back and forth and back and forth. I thought he took me in for questioning.
Not yet.
Alright, well, the other thing I want to do before I hand it back to Katie is I want to give a shout out to the Diet Cream Soda. I reckon she's in the chat, but she's responsible not only for the overlay, but all of these wonderful pieces of artwork around here too.
No, she didn't do the art.
No, she didn't. No, she did the overlay, and it was Kendall, right?
Kendall M07 on Twitter did the art.
M07. There we go. There we go. So now that is everyone credited. There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so last time we'll do a little recap. Last time you all were welcome to your summer school class by Mrs. Donlon, and we all got to know our characters, except Claudia. We'll get to her in just a moment. And what had happened was the teacher wanted you guys to go to the library, sort of get to know each other. So the three of you, Quinn, Elvis, and Sandy, went alongside Morgan to the library and sort of had a sort of scavenger hunt kind of thing. And as they went through the school, they went to the teacher's lounge. They found their first thing, which was like a blue ribbon. And they ended up going to the chemistry lab where they heard this sort of creepy noise and this voice asking for help in the chemical pantry. And I think Sandy was the one who sort of stood up to go and investigate it. She sort of took the initiative, and it started to talk to her. And as she went to explore more, this sort of phantasmal force attacked and took advantage of how Elvis had left the gas on as they were investigating the lab, and it caused this explosion, which
can I throw in allegedly left the gas on? Allegedly.
And while Elvis and Sandy and Quinn were able to escape, Morgan was not so lucky. They were burned horribly in a lot of pain. Quinn pulled them out of the lab, out to the hallway. There were some questions about about a ghost being in there. Elvis trying to defend what he had seen by this evil phantasmal face sort of attack. And long story short, they got an ambulance to get Morgan's body. Mrs. Donlon came to sort of talk to the three of them, took them to the office where Detective Rodriguez was. They got the news that there was a body in the sort of crawl space / attic part of the chemical closet. And at the end of it, I believe they were sort of questioning Elvis as to his history with Morgan. And then Sarah, of all people, sort of the queen bee, bitchy kind of person in the summer school class, came up to Sandy and asked her why she had a memorial picture, a rest in peace picture in the teacher's lounge. And that's where we left off. So before we jump right back into the story. We're going to start off with introducing our sweet Sasquatch. That's you. So we went ahead, we put her in the homeroom seating chart along with two relationships.
Okay.
Dingo, if you want to go in and just introduce her name, what her what their pronouns are, what their look is, their eyes, their origin, that kind of good stuff.
Can I just dive in as well quickly before you do, Dingo? Thank you very much to Dardmore for the resubscription 11 months in a row. That's one more month until you've been here a whole year, my friend. Thank you for that support. You have a whatever it is for 200 bits to donate. I can't remember.
Critical success or failure, I believe.
Critical donkeys are aliens. Critical success or failure. There you go.
Oh gosh.
Back to you, Dingo.
All right. So yeah, my Sasquatch is named Claudia Harper. She goes by she, her pronouns. Her look is sweet, and I don't actually, this word was in the book. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm just gonna say hairy because that's what it means. She's sweet and she's hairy.
She's sweet and hairy.
And her origin was that she walked out of the forest. And in my mind, she walked out of the forest as a toddler, and her mother, Rosalina, found her, and her and her father adopted her.
What kind of eyes does she have?
I don't think that was an option on here.
Sparkling, wide, shallow, sensitive, or forgettable?
Ooh.
This is just for me to know.
I
Give me
need
that
to know.
immersion.
I need
Just
to
for
look
the dream.
deep into your eyes.
Let me look deep into your Sasquatch eyes.
I think she has wide eyes.
Okay. Behind very wide glasses.
Yes, behind very wide glasses. Yes, that's the one. That's the word. You got the word. Don't know how to pronounce it, but it's there in chat.
Yes. I don't know how to pronounce it either. I was looking for it.
Well, that's clearly, it says hair suit. That's what it says.
Oh,
That's
God.
fair. I just have a hair suit.
Just a hair suit. Okay, so we're gonna start off with your moves. What
Okay.
you can explain the move that you get, which God, I hate the.
I love the move that I naturally get.
I'm so tilted by this move, Chad. I'm sorry. And then
Um,
explain the 2 others that you get.
So my first move is called Musk. Musk. You have a distinct smell, unpleasant to some and intriguing to others. When you sweat in the presence of other people, roll with volatile. On a 10 up, the MC gives you a string on someone and they choose to compliment you, apologize to you, or give themselves to you. And on a 7 to 9, the MC gives you a string on someone there, and that character gives you a condition delivered in the most appropriate way.
Oh,
Yeah,
That is so funny.
I got a real good stink going on.
You got a good stink.
Sexy.
Oh God, I hate it. Hate it so much.
I would like to point out that her musk is like wet leaves, and
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah, it's like wet leaves and like burnt coffee, and like a hint of like stale cigarettes.
I can't believe I'm in a game where you had to describe that in depth how your character smells, but okay.
I thought a lot about it.
I know the first thing Elvis is going to say to you. God damn. Okay, let's get to it.
And then the 2 other moves that you picked, please.
I picked Hidden in the Scenery. So when it appears you're not around, you may roll with Dark. On a 10 up, you're there and you remain completely unnoticed, which tracks for the reason why Claudia was in summer school. And on a 7 to 9, you're there and somebody sees. If they don't draw attention to you, they gain a string on you at the end of the scene. And then I also chose Icebreaker, and this one's my favorite. You radiate awkwardness, and people don't know how to talk to you. When someone speaks to break a silence or to start a new conversation, you may roll with Dark. On a 10 up, choose 2 of these questions for them to blurt truthful answers to, whether or not you actually ask. And on a 7 to 9, choose 1 question during this conversation, you both blurt out truthful answers to it. And the questions are like, who do you want to make out with? What do you intend to do? What are you scared of? What are you ashamed of? Do you like me? Things like that.
Very sweet questions. And then how about you read us your darkest self?
Sweet. My darkest self. Now, right now, it's time to rain stones down upon the bullies and the excluders. It's time to wreck their precious stuff, to shove them back so hard they'll never even dream of messing with you or anyone ever, ever again. You escape your darkest self when you hurt one of those people more than they've ever hurt anyone else, and more than you meant to.
Good. Nice. Okay.
Can I read my sex move too?
No one else did, but if you want to, please just go ahead, because I know that's why you want to read it.
Yeah.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
It's not the worst one. Out of all of them?
Mechanically, no, but for me personally, yes.
I love how much you hate it, Katie. Otherwise I'd be indifferent, but because you hate it, it's my favorite one.
Makes it the best. All right, sex move. The person you have sex with smells like you afterward and gains the condition scented.
Oh, God.
If they face their peers before scrubbing it off, they mark experience.
I hate it so much. So much. Oh, okay. So we're going to do your strings and your backstory real quick.
Okay.
So you've been a wallflower all your life, but someone finally noticed you. Give them a string. Who is that person, and how did they notice you?
So I'm going to give that to one of the NPCs. I'm going to give that to Elliot.
Okay.
They were working in my father's diner, and I think they're just so happy and exuberant and really detail oriented that they picked up on me right away, even though a lot of times I try to keep my head down. And what did I tell you when we first met? we first met when they filled when they filled the fryer in the diner with rubber ducks to see what would happen, and I took the fall for them.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Dead Voldo, for that subscription with Twitch Prime. Guys, if you've got a Twitch Prime subscription burning in your pocket, you can spend that here for absolutely free, and it gives me the same amount as a regular subscription. Thank you very much. You also get a critical success or a critical fail to gift to a player of your choice.
And then the second one is someone makes fun of you. What do they say? They give you a condition, and you gain 2 strings on them.
Okay, so I wanted to give this to one of you guys, one of the players, but I didn't know who would want to make fun of me.
And I think if it's okay with Dingo, it doesn't have to be a outwardly menacing or malevolent kind of making fun of someone. Maybe it's something they just say about Claudia that genuinely does hurt her feelings, and they don't realize that they're making fun of her.
My kind of thought was, since Claudia has hair that goes all the way down to the floor and it's very thick, that maybe people say she kind of looks like Cousin It, or they make fun of her for being kind of like a grandma with the glasses and with the embroidery. But it is up to you guys.
I definitely wouldn't take the Cousin It thing. Maybe Elvis might pick on her of the grandma things, but in like a
passing comment.
Well, more like he doesn't know how to make conversation, so he'll go, what you knitting for?
Yeah, I mean it can be that way, and that's fine with Dingo. That it's not Elvis doesn't realize that it might genuinely hurt her feelings.
I ain't seen no one knit except my grandma.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, so you take 2 strings on Elvis, and Elvis, you can give her a condition. So the conditions are, it's something that sort of a trait in a way that defines their characters that you guys can act upon to help you if you want to roll against them, or someone else, or an NPC can roll against them, or me as the MC can just bring it up and make things hard.
Hell yeah.
So can you give me some examples?
So we don't have there's not like a definite list of them, but for Claudia, if a condition you could have her, maybe she's closed off. You see her as a closed off kind of person. You see her as awkward. Any kind of trait like that, something that Elvis sees her as that other people would also see her as.
Mm-hmm. And it can be.
Go on.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, please go on. I'm clutching, so please go on.
Yeah.
It can be something really nice. It can be something really mean. I mean, it could be a rumor. I mean, it could literally be like we said, it could be grandma, and that could be my condition, or it could be loser or closed off, or like Katie said.
Okay. So the condition, I think it could be everyone, okay, I don't know how to put this into words, but everyone thinks you're like that hippie vegan, forest person.
Crunchy.
What?
Like crunchy granola. Is that just a
I've heard of it before, but
I've never heard of that.
No, me
neither. I've heard of it.
But yeah, we could do that. Crunch. If you want to hit the condition crunchy.
Well, I know what it means.
Yeah, as long as you know what it means.
For me, that's a honeycomb chocolate bar in the UK. It's a crunchy bar.
The best.
They're really nice.
Yeah. Well, that's what we say when someone's kind of like that hippie vegan, that stereotypical
tree hugger style.
Tree hugger. We call them crunchy.
Okay, yeah. So Claudia gets the condition crunchy.
Okay, crunchy grandma.
Might have to call you granola for a nickname or something.
No, it's Granoma. See what I did there?
Oh my god.
I made everyone laugh.
Okay, so I believe if that is everything, unless Dingo, you have anything else you want to specify about Claudia's backstory, anything you want to reveal, then we can just jump right in. Okay.
I don't think so.
So we're going to back up a little bit while everything has been happening at summer school. And Claudia, we're going to zoom in on you waking up. Actually late this morning, which is you're in school for tardies, but not actually fair assumption of why you're there. But you do actually wake up late this morning. And you're not woke up by your alarm. You're woke up by this familiar ding of your text messages to your phone.
Yeah, I think half asleep, she kind of brushes all the hair out of her face and rolls over and grab my phone.
You see Elliot's name up on the screen. And as you check your phone, you just get this like long SOS, SOS, emergency, help, help. And they're like coming in like really, 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 really quick.
Oh,
And
no.
finally, the last one just says, where are you? Wake up. I need your help.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call them.
Okay. As you call Elliot, it rings for a few moments, and then you hear them pick up and just go, where have you been?
Sleeping.
It's
What is wrong with you? What did you do?
It's 8:30. Shouldn't you be at school anyway?
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's not important. I need you to come to the trestle. Something really bad has happened. It's not my fault, I promise. But
Please tell me someone didn't fall. I don't want to see someone if they fell.
I don't think they fell. I really don't know. I need your. Who else am I supposed to call, Claudia?
Okay. I'll be there in like 15 minutes. Let me grab my bike. And
yeah, as you're doing that, you do catch oddly your father in the kitchen, not at the diner. And as he sees you like sort of rushing out, he turns around. It's running a little late this morning, aren't you?
yeah, I overslept, and so I really have to go to school. That's where I'm going. I'm going to school. So I love you. And she runs up and gives him a kiss on the cheek. And I'll see you after school. Bye.
Yeah, he barely gets like a kiss on your cheek, and you barely hear him say "I love you" in the distance as you're running away and you get to your bike. And where do you think you would live in town? Would you live in the middle of the city? Would you live out close to the woods?
Oh yeah, no, I'm way out close to the woods. I'm like down the gravel road, way out there.
Awesome. So as you take you drive this, or you cycle this familiar path to the Sidewinder, to what I call it? Yeah, Sidewinder River. You go off the path that leads directly down to the river. You go up to the trestle, and in the distance you see Elliot sort of slumped over the edge with their face down in their hands. Like, even from this distance, you know Elliot well enough to know that they are sort of nervous.
Yeah, I think I ride my bike right on to the trestle, and I sort of skid to a stop and drop my bike, and I have to take all my hair off from around my neck so it doesn't drag on the floor. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm so glad you're here. Okay, I need you to come with me. Yeah, this is not good, Claudia, and I didn't know who else to call.
What happened? So, what happened?
I don't know. And they're already grabbing your hand and pulling you like off the trestle down the path sort of that leads to the banks of the river, deeper into the woods. And they're not really paying attention to you. They're sort of walking straight ahead. They've got somewhere to be, you know that they're in a hurry, and they just go, look, I didn't do anything. I was just out here fucking around. And
okay, now you're really scaring me, Elliot. What's going on?
I just and they sort of push back through these bushes, and you see in the distance, laying there on the bank of whatever that was.
I think I hear a putty cat.
You see a cat. You see in the distance laying there, and it's about a good 10, 15 feet away from you, because Elliot's not walking forward. They've already sort of stopped. You see this body laying there, not moving. It looks bloated and deformed, even from this distance. You can't make out anything because you are a good, distance away from it. But it does not look good. And Elliot just looks at you and they go, I found it.
Go get me a stick. Go get me a stick. Go get me a stick.
Okay. And they move over and like break off this pretty decently thick sized stick from a tree and hand it to you, like very hesitantly. You gonna poke it?
Of course I'm going to poke it, Elliot.
Weren't we taught to not poke dead bodies?
That's exactly why I'm gonna do it.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
I'm gonna creep up slowly. Is it like face down or face up?
It's sort of on its side, but the face is totally, you can't see the face right now. It's down in sort of like this gravelly bank. But the clothes are, it's like a leather jacket over this red flannel shirt, jeans, sort of like motorcycle boots. The hair is black and sort of shaved on one side. But you're not exactly sure who it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna slowly walk up and I'm gonna use the stick to kind of turn him over.
Okay. As you turn this body over, you notice immediately that this is Tyler from school.
Oh no.
His skin is sickly and gray and pale and sort of, deformed, how it had been bloated and sort of some of it had sort of already gotten really mushy on his face.
Oh, yep. No, I get it.
I love descriptions. And Elliot at this point has walked up behind you very slowly, and when you reveal Tyler's face, you just hear Elliot go,
Jesus, Elliot, God.
Sorry. That's Tyler. He was supposed to be in school with us today.
And he wasn't?
I mean, I wasn't there.
Well, if he's here, then I think we can safely assume he wasn't there.
Should we search his body?
What?
I don't know. I've never seen a dead body before, Claudia.
You're okay. And your first thought was to search it like some kind of criminal.
I mean, isn't that what they do in movies to see if there's any clues or something? Or
yeah, when you're like a detective. You know what? We can Nancy Drew this. What would Nancy Drew do?
I'd probably be in school, honestly.
Okay, well, I overslept. That's not my fault. And you dragged me out here. Also, not my fault. What would Nancy Drew do? You're right. She would search the body. You do it.
Why? No, that's not fair.
What do you mean that's not fair? You found it.
I'll Rochambeau you for it. I'm not touching this.
I touched it.
Poked you with a stick.
Yeah, I already did my part.
Fine. You watch as they sort of like reluctantly kneel down and they grab the stick from you and they just poke at it. And they sort of get a little bit of the sleeve up. And all that you can see, Claudia, both you and Elliot, is you see these various marks all over Tyler's skin, as if like hash marks have been carved into it, like ticking something off. And Elliot's eyes just get wide and they look back at you like, what the fuck is that?
Maybe he was troubled? I don't know.
I mean, hell yeah, he was troubled. He started fires all the time.
Yeah, that's fair. It was kind of nice when it smelled like campfire, though, outside the school.
You're so weird.
You're weird.
This kid is dead, Claudia.
I know. I can very clearly see that.
I don't know if we should call the police. Like, what if they
We
think
should
that I did
definitely
it?
call the police.
But what if they think that I did it?
We'd call the police.
They wouldn't think Nancy Drew did it, though. She's a trusted detective. I'm not. I'm not trusted.
What do you mean you're not trusted? You do stupid shit, but you're not like.
I'm pretty sure I'm on my lists or something from doing the stupid shit.
Yeah, you're probably on an FBI list somewhere.
Thanks.
All right. Well, just tell them the truth. If you tell them the truth, they don't believe you. They're like trained to know the truth and who's telling it and who's not.
Do you watch the news?
Do you watch the news? No.
No.
I don't really watch TV.
Anyway, fine. You call them and I'll just go. They trust. When have you ever gotten in trouble, Claudia?
What am I supposed to do? That would be lying, Elliot.
So?
I'm not gonna. Wouldn't be the first time I lied for you, but this is different, Elliot. This is a dead person. Potentially a murder.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Did you see the stuff? Look, Claudia, you've got to call them. You have to. I can't. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Okay, but you're not leaving. We'll say that we were here together. What were you doing here? That's my question to you. I need to know so that we can get our story straight. What were you doing here?
I want you to roll to shut them down.
Okay.
Yeah. You're sort of trying to convince them to, stay and not run off and be a coward. So roll with cold.
All right. My very first Monster Hearts roll. Shut.
Yeah, so choose one from below. They lose a string on you. They have no strings. You gain one. They gain a condition, or you take one forward.
I'm gonna take one forward.
Okay. So they sort of like, you see them actually like deflate. They're like, fine. Look, I was just out here smoking weed. It wasn't that big of a deal, and I don't want to get in trouble.
Elliot.
Claudia.
A weed? Really?
Yeah, Claudia. What? It's not a big deal.
It's like a little bit of a big deal.
Anyway, I'm gonna get in trouble, and
okay, would you rather get in trouble for a weed or a murder?
Stop calling it a weed. You know it's not called a weed.
Fine. For the marijuana or a murder?
Fine.
Mary Jane, murder. Mary Jane, murder. Which one, Elliot?
Fine. I'll stay. We should probably act like we didn't touch the body, though.
Claudia throws the stick in the river. Just immediately.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And Elliot backs up and just looks at you. Like, fine, just call the police.
Okay. Do we? I don't know what the proper.
Just call 911, Claudia.
Is it 911 or do we call the police department? Okay. Well, fine. Yeah, she's calling 911.
Yeah. As you call 911, you get the operator. We're gonna switch back over to school. And not much has changed in this time. You have I believe Elvis was still sort of in the corner, not exactly happy. Quinn, I believe you were back at your desk. George is probably in the process of trying to get your attention and talk to you. But Sarah was kneeled down in front of Sandy's desk and had just asked her why her name was in the teacher's lounge in sort of a memorial thing, and Sandy had asked her, wouldn't she like to know? And Sarah gets this sort of smirk on her face, and she just says, Well, you're not dead or anything, right? I mean, it's not really you. You're just fooling everyone, right?
And Sandy just sort of smiles a little bit and she's like, well, yeah, you'd have to be stupid to think I was dead, right?
Well, I mean, your friend Elvis is saying that a ghost attacked Morgan. So, I mean, stupidity isn't far away from here.
If I were a ghost, what would you do?
I don't believe in that kind of stuff.
Elvis saw what he saw.
And heard what he heard.
And heard what he heard. Leave him alone. He says he saw a ghost. He saw a ghost.
We both know there was no ghost in there.
Do
And
we?
whatever you idiots did to Morgan, it's called karma and it's going to get you back. You know that. Either through me or other methods.
Well, we did nothing to Morgan, so I think we'll be okay.
Sarah just sort of rolls her eyes and stands up. And she looks at you and then slowly looks at Elvis and Quinn and says, I don't think you're going to be that okay, but whatever helps you sleep at night. And she turns around and goes back to her desk, and immediately you see like the little sort of group around her. I believe it was like Jake and some other people talking. You see her on her phone. Amelia has moved up there and sort of like giggling and having this little conversation as she like continues to sort of cut her eyes back at you specifically. It's if her attention is specifically on you, Sandy.
Every time she does, like Sandy will just
Okay.
like, little wave. and
Yeah,
a smile to let her know. Yes,
Not bothering her.
I'm really not that phased by this.
Knock comes at the door. All of you hear this being in here. And Mrs. Donlin stands up and sort of disappears out for a minute. And when she comes back, she looks at Quinn. She just says, Miss Willoughby, can I speak to you outside? Do you mind?
Oh, of course. And Quinn kind of like writes her stuff on her desk and then like gets up to go out with her.
I think you all sort of also see George like make these biggest puppy dog eyes at Quinn as she walks by, just like.
Sandy rolls her eyes at this, just like, oh my god.
Quinn is utterly oblivious.
I'm gonna roll up a piece of paper and throw it at him.
You totally can do that, yeah. And you, when it hits him, he just goes, "Stop it!"
Hey! Tone it down.
Like Sandy's sort of like trying not to laugh, like she does, trying to look the other way at the same time.
Is there a teacher in here right now?
No, Miss Donlin has walked outside and she's sort of calling Quinn outside to talk to her.
I'll get up then. I'll walk over to George and I'll just be like, if you want to get the ladies, you gotta play it cool.
I've never been cool in my life, Elvis.
No, I'm not saying you gotta be cool. Look at me, I'm not cool. But I can get ladies sometimes, because you gotta play it cool. You just gotta play it cool. You don't have to actually be cool, is what I'm telling you. Don't be making the puppy dog eyes all the time. She's gonna get sick of that shit.
What if she's one of the girls that like it?
How long you been doing it?
A long time.
Right, I
But
think
maybe
we have
she just never
established. I think we have established that she is not one of the girls that likes it then, because by now she might have noticed if she was the one to like it, right? So what you gotta do, in my expert opinion, you need to get yourself some liquor and start acting real tough. Maybe start smoking cigarettes, wear a leather jacket, and before you know it, now you're not looking after her all the time, like always making your eye on her. She'll be like, oh hey, where's that George kid who used to be staring at me all the time? Oh shit, look at him. He looks real cool smoking them cigarettes and drinking that liquor in his leather jacket.
George.
Yeah, he looks back at you.
Don't do it.
I don't think he's just describing Tyler. I don't think I can.
Well, Tyler gets girls too, right?
Tyler set stuff on fire.
Tyler
Yeah.
has problems.
Like hearts. That's right, Tyler. I can a fist bump. I offer
Tyler's
a fist
not
bump.
there.
Oh.
Tyler's not there. Yep.
Oh, right, Oh, he's not there.
Even more in character.
How long's Tyler not been here? Has he not been here all day?
The whole day. Elliot, Claudia, Tyler, and Poppy were the ones who weren't in class this morning.
Stone me.
George just sort of like looks at Elvis and looks at you, Sandy, and just I won't stare at her anymore. I guess I don't even think she notices me, so it probably doesn't matter.
Well, I tell you, you could try like this newfound thing that's going around. You could talk to her.
I mean, I do talk to her, Sandy.
But when you talk to her, you gotta flick the cigarette out of your mouth, take a swig of your liquor, and then pull your collar up.
When you talk to her, you do not flick a cigarette out of your mouth. You do not take a drink of liquor.
I'm getting really mixed signals here.
Ask her how her day is. She's a nice girl. I mean, I've never seen her in trouble or anything like that. It's probably right up your street.
All right. And he just looks at you, Elvis, and like looks down to his notebook. I'll try to take both sides of the advice. Maybe the good pieces of advice.
Yeah, that's right. All of my ones, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Elvis, what? I think, the missus is calling you.
As this conversation is happening, Miss Donlon has pulled you outside, Quinn, into the hallway and sort of like not close the door all the way just so she can keep an eye on everybody. But she her voice is low and she says, did you want to call your parents? Have you called them already? This is a pretty big deal.
I haven't called them yet, but if you need me to, I can do it. I know that you guys wanted to ask some questions.
We've left some messages with them both at work. Your older sister picked up the phone though at home. Chloe?
Yeah.
She's on her way to pick you up.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't sure if you wanted to, get up with your parents another way. I was going to give you the option if you needed it.
Thank you. I guess I can try to call them now. So I don't know, can I just pull out I'm assuming I have my cell phone with me or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could so she's gonna pull out her cell phone and try to like dial her mom.
Yeah, your mom's phone goes straight to her voicemail.
Okay. So I'm just gonna leave a voicemail that's like, hi mom, sorry, we had some pretty crazy stuff happen at school today, and I guess Chloe's coming to pick me up, so I'll just talk to you later. And she'll just hang up.
When you do, Miss Donlon just looks at you and goes, when she comes, we won't be able to speak to you with Chloe here. She's not exactly your guardian, but if you hear back from your parent, let us know.
Okay.
And as she's speaking, this is happening, you hear someone like down from the office. You hear someone go, Miss Donlon, they're ready to speak to Elvis. And she looks back at them and nods, and she looks at you. She says, you go back in and tell Elvis to come out here, please.
All right. Okay, I can do that.
And thank you to Tweeter of Vecna, who gives his stream boss critical success to Katie.
Thank you. I don't know how I'm going to use that, but I think I'm going to use it to make one of you fail.
And
that seem fair?
That seems fair, yeah. And Dead Volo gives Coin a nat 1.
I'm not going to tell you when to use your nat ones. If it's a situation you think that it would, that you want to fail, go ahead and use it.
Okay.
Yeah. and it'll just be a crit fail. It'll just be like you rolled a fail. You will get to mark experience for it. I'll give you guys experience for them.
Okay.
Well, shit.
Yeah. You trying to get that experience, remember?
Yeah, I want that experience. The education don't work. I've been here 10 years.
God damn it. Yeah, so she sort of like takes a couple of steps toward the office, but you can tell she's waiting in the hallway for Elvis.
Okay. So Quinn's gonna go back into the classroom and be kind of like, Elvis, I think she wants to talk to you next.
Ah, shit, I knew that was coming. Alright. Should I leave my stuff here, or...?
George just froze up at this point, and he looks up at you. He's like, I mean, are you in a lot of trouble?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry about me, George. I'm always in a lot of trouble. People don't like what they don't understand.
I mean, maybe you should just leave your stuff. I'll keep an eye on it, Elvis.
Hey, that's mighty good of you, and I'm gonna punch him in the shoulder.
Oh, God, no, Elvis. Oh. I think you dislocated it.
Oh, you're alright.
It means he likes you. And then Sandy gets up and goes back to her desk.
And since I punched him in the shoulder, can I take a string on him?
Are you trying to lash out physically, like, specifically?
No, I've just got primal dominance. When you harm someone, take a string on them.
Oh, yeah, then you can.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can take a string on George.
I got to me.
Poor kid.
That's working.
I got a string on George. I can't remember what I'm supposed to do with strings, but I'm collecting them. I'm hoping to make a whole rope.
Oh my God. So as you go outside, Miss Donlin is waiting there in the hallway for you, and she just says, Elvis, Detective Rodriguez is ready to speak to you if you're...
All right, I'll go on down. Bear in mind as we go through this that Tweeter of Vecna just donated to give me a good thing.
Okay. I think you also got a nat 20.
I did get a nat 20 too.
Yeah.
Looks like everything's coming, Elvis.
As you are walked back down to the office, you see the familiar form of Detective Rodriguez standing there. He's a older middle-aged man, thinning hair, like a 5 o'clock shadow that you're pretty sure has probably was there when he came out of the womb. Like, he's a very, very gritty looking man, very bags underneath his eyes. And as you are brought back in there, he leads you back to sort of this room in the back of the office, which is for like parent teacher conferences, that kind of area. And he says, Elvis, why don't you sit down? We'll have a little conversation.
Yeah, all right, come on, this isn't my first time. Let's just get through this. What are you trying to charge me with?
He sits down across from you and he says, I'm not trying to charge you with anything, actually.
Sure, usually you are.
Well, you do have sort of a reputation, Elvis.
No, I don't have a reputation. I have a record.
And there's a reason you have the record. And he pulls out this file, and you can't really see it, but you see a couple of notes written down, and you see a couple of arrest records from where you'd gotten in, a little bit of trouble in your past, but not much. And a lot of it actually says that it's got like the sort of the stamp on it that it's sealed.
Yeah. Do we have to do this in here? Could we maybe do this somewhere outside where I could smoke at the same time? I'm feeling pretty stressed out right now.
He looks at you and looks at the windows. You can open the window if you want.
When I get me in trouble, I thought the school was no smoking.
It's me, Elvis. It'll be okay. I'm not here to get you in trouble. I promise. If you want to smoke, go ahead. You are of age.
All right. I'll go across and open the window slowly, not really trusting what's going on.
Yeah, he's still like flipping through these files. He's not moving to get you to do anything with you. He looks at you or he doesn't even look up. He's like, do you need a lighter? You good?
No, I'm okay. Just give me a minute.
As you're as you're rolling your cigarette, he says, so there have been a couple of reports from bullets that you and Morgan were seen sometimes arguing out at the shooting range about some creature you both caught recently here. Or that they were around you when you caught it. There were some arguments about who owned the creature, something like that. It was very vague.
Hey, ain't no one owned it. It was just we were hunting and we caught something. That's what's supposed to happen. And not my fault. It was weird. And I don't see how anyone can own a creature unless you're planning to kill it and hide it. Morgan and I, we didn't see quite eye to eye on that, but it weren't nothing serious, nothing worth losing temper over.
Well, I mean, a lot of people said that they're the ones that lost their temper at you. Does that fit your memory there, son?
Morgan lost his temper at me?
Yeah, they said that Morgan got really mad that whatever you had caught, you let it go.
Well, I don't honestly remember too well. I do remember they dared me to get in the cage with it and give it a cage fight.
What did you even catch? Did you catch a bear or a mountain?
I don't know. It was something like that. It was sort of like a wolf bear man, or maybe a man bear wolf. Perhaps even a man bear pig if it was like a boar or something.
I mean, I'll have to do some.
You ain't heard of the man bear pig?
No, so, I mean I have, but it's fake. It's a myth.
Well, we caught it.
All right. So why, if it's true that Morgan was mad at you, then I mean you have to agree, Elvis, that it would make sense that some people would see this as you wanting to get revenge on them.
Oh, why would I want to get revenge? I didn't get hurt. I went in there. Sure, it bit me and may have knocked me out, but I gave it a good fighting, and sure, it might have got away, or maybe, oh damn, maybe when I was out, one of them opened the cage door, but I don't see why I'd want to get revenge. Nothing lost, nothing gained. Didn't hurt me and mine.
As you're explaining this, you just see like this more disbelief on the detective's face, as if he just doesn't really know if what you're saying can be believed or not.
You don't believe me again, do you, Rodriguez? No one ever believes me. I always tells the truth too.
I don't know if it's that I don't. No, son, I don't believe you, especially about this. But I'm more worried about this kid that may not make it through the night, and if that happens, that could fall on you. You know that, right? And your two friends.
You are trying to pin this on me.
I'm actually not. I don't want it to be pinned on anyone, but whoever did it needs to come forward.
I see.
And you might be the only one with any information.
What you're saying is, because I've been through this process enough, you've said these very words to me before. I'm the only one with a motive. Is that what you're saying?
At this point?
No matter how tenuous that motive is, that we had an argument one time in the woods that didn't upset me at all, but that might be a reason I want to get revenge on someone that I hardly know, had a few beers with.
When you're talking, Elvis, Rodriguez's phone rings very loudly, and he holds up a finger and says, just excuse me, son, this is important. And he picks it up and he stands up and sort of like goes to the door, and you just hear him go, what the hell are you talking about? Another one? Yeah, I'll be there soon. And he hangs up his phone and turns back to you, Elvis. Says, look, just don't, you know the routine, don't leave town, but you're free to go.
When you say don't leave town, does that mean I can't go hunting?
Just make sure that you're laying your head where your address here at the school says you should be.
Alright, yeah, I ain't gonna leave my shack for nothing. Unless I stay around to friends for some beers, but I'll still be in town.
That's good, as long as we can find you.
You don't have to worry about me. I'm honest, unlike some of the folk around here trying to pin shit on anyone.
Well, finish up your cigarette and going back to class.
Yeah, it's nearly done. Toss it out the window.
As you head back to class, we're going to switch back over to Claudia.
Hey.
What have you been doing after you've called the police, called 911?
I think she's just been like interrogating Elliot as to like what exactly they were doing as they came up to the trestle and how everything kind of went down.
Yeah, and I think every single time they've given you the same, even when you've tried to ask like differing forms of questions, they've given you basically the same answer, that they came out here very early in the morning to buy some weed, to smoke that weed, and to skip class, to skip summer school. Maybe play a couple of innocent pranks. And instead, as they were walking along the trestle, they got about halfway, looked down, and saw this body down there. And of course, they had to investigate it, and of course, that meant they had to call you.
Okay, so I'll say everything that you said, but we did it. We came out early. We came to buy weed. We came to smoke weed. We found the body. Okay? We're in this together now.
Nobody's gonna believe that you came out here to smoke weed, Claudia.
I've smoked a weed.
You've never even...
I thought about smoking a weed once.
You have asthma, don't you?
Just like a little bit of asthma. Doesn't stop me from playing baseball.
They're like staring at you with the biggest of eyes because they don't really understand how you are going to get away with this, but they're not. You get the understand they're not going to fight it, even though it's very reluctantly. And about this time, you hear the sort of sirens and you hear the gravel up on the trestle of tires, coming to a stop. And it's a couple of minutes later that a couple of uniformed cops come down, and this older man, plain clothes, sort of thinning hair, 5 o'clock shadow comes out. And he says, Are you the two kids that called 911 about oh yeah, you are. And he like looks at the body and sees the two of you sort of standing to the side of it. Which one of you found it?
Claudia like opens her mouth and then she kind of looks over at Elliot.
Elliot just immediately says, I found it, sir. It was me. I was out here by myself and it was just there. And the detective steps forward and looks at Elliot. Haven't I brought you in a couple of times for... I feel like murder's a step up from egging someone's house, son.
Can I roll for icebreaker for making Elliot break the silence first?
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna roll with dark. I'm gonna use my forward.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a fail. Oh no, it's a partial success.
No,
I'm sorry.
it's a partial success.
I was still on your other one. Make sure you mark experience for the window too.
I did.
Okay, so on a 7-9, you choose one question, and during this conversation, you both blurt out truthful answers to it. So what question do you want Elliot to reveal the answer to awkwardly?
What don't you want me to find out?
Okay. Rodriguez sort of goes over to the body, and you see the in uniform officers already looking around. You know, they have some caution tape out in there, making sure that everything is sectioned off. And the detective like leans down and looks at the body, and just you see him shake his head and comes back up, and he's like, how did you even find this? Why were you even out here? And Elliot just like gets really, really red, and they're like, I mean, me and Tyler might have been out here together fooling around, you know. And the minute that they say this, like, they look at you and their eyes get sort of wide, and then they go, yeah.
Wait, you've been fooling around with Tyler?
And
I've been fooling around with Tyler.
Elliot looks really, their eyes get big again, and they look at you like, wait, what?
How long have you?
And you can, the detective just holds up a finger. I don't think this is the, I respect your teenage stuff, but there's a dead body, a kid. So Tyler, who is this? And Elliot looks at you and just, his name is Tyler Cruz. He goes to school with us. And you see Rodriguez just sort of like roll his eyes and nod. What is up with the academy today? Look, I need you both. I need to call what's your phone numbers? I need to call your parents, make sure that you're where you say you were. When did you even find this body?
Well, I mean, we found it just a little while ago.
Elliot looks at you, a little ashamed. Yeah, I was supposed to meet him up here, and he wasn't here. It was like around 8 o'clock this morning. And Rodriguez sort of takes a step back and is nodding. Fine, just here. And he takes out a notebook. Write down your numbers for me. I have to get up with your parents.
Do you think he fell?
Rodriguez looks at the body and looks over at you again, Claudia. I don't really know if I can say for sure. Even if I could, I don't really think I could talk about it with you right now.
Yeah, okay. You can just call my dad at the diner.
Oh, are you Rosie's girl?
I mean, yeah, I was, yeah.
He nods and like has this sort of smile on his face. Your mom was a good woman. Can't say too much about your dad, but and it sort of joke. You can tell he's joking.
Yeah.
And as soon as Elliot writes down their number, the detective pockets the notebook again and okay, you two. I assume you're supposed to be in school?
You would assume correctly.
Yeah, then you should probably go before anything else happens.
Okay. Elliot, you can ride on the back of my bike.
Elliot just gives you this like solemn nod and pulls you doesn't hesitate to like grab your hand very gently and pull you away from, you know, the gravel part. And as you're walking back up to where your bike is, Elliot stops and just goes, sorry. For what it's worth, I didn't know that he was, you know, both of us.
That's okay. I didn't really think it was, you know, true love or whatever.
That sucks because I sort of did.
Oh, Elliot.
Don't worry about it. Nothing I can do now, right? And I think like they're already going over and picking your bike up, and like you can tell they sort of want to get to school, you know?
Yeah. She kind of walks over and puts her hand on their shoulder. Are you gonna be okay?
I don't know. Maybe I should get through this day first.
Do you wanna meet up after school?
I don't know yet. Okay. Yeah, and I think that as soon as you get on the bike, they, you know, get up on the spokes on the back wheel, and they let you ride. They let you take them to school. Also, what is going on in chat right now?
We are having a dignified tea conversation.
We're British, Katie.
2 parts Lapsang Souchong, 1 part Earl Grey. You see, the Lapsang is dark and peaty, sort of like a whiskey, and the Earl Grey just brings all the freshness right on through. It's
His
just
description
beautiful.
in Elvis's voice makes it so much.
I'm getting mood whiplash here.
I know, right? Anyway, we're gonna jump back over to school. Elvis, when you were left alone in this room, where did you go? Because the detective left you alone in this room, so you can tell he was in a hurry to whatever it was he was going to do.
Well, I guess, I mean, I got nowhere better to go. I should go to the class.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way back to class, and both Sandy and Quinn, you see Elvis coming in. How are you looking? Are you looking sort of dejected, not happy?
I'm sort of walking. I'm looking put upon, I guess. I'm looking mildly stressed out, a little bit like, well, shit, here we go again.
Yeah, you both see him come in looking this way.
Sandy, because she's basically never left the school and he's failed so many times, she's probably seen this happen a couple of times, and she'll wait till he sits down again and she's like, how rough was it this time?
Well, you know, yeah, I reckon they're gonna try and pin Morgan on me. Apparently we had an argument enough that I'm gonna want to try and get revenge on him. I don't remember having much of an argument. He just wanted to claim that he owned the man bear pig thing that we caught out in the woods what bit me.
The man... Okay. Maybe just lay low for a little bit. The truth comes out in the end, so...
Lay low? What, you mean go and hunt squirrel?
Do you know what? Yeah. Maybe you should hunt some squirrel.
Quinn is gonna kind of like reach over to Elvis and kind of like touch his arm comfortingly and be like, hey, I'm gonna get permission from my parents to talk to the police, so you'll have at least a witness.
You guys saw it same as me, right? We were up there and the spooky shit happened and everything caught fire.
Yeah.
3 of us saw it.
I'm
You're
not
fine.
crazy. I'm telling the truth. I am honest.
And you are a terrible liar.
I might not be. You'll never know because I don't tell lies.
And she sort of looks at him briefly. She's like, okay.
As you're sort of having this conversation, there is so Mrs. Donellan hasn't come back yet. She's sort of like left you guys alone again, and you get the instinct that this is going to be a very slow school day until you guys are released in the afternoon. After everything that's happened, it doesn't really seem right to get right into schoolwork again. And you see the door open, and in walks this very tall-looking girl who favors Quinn. Her hair is longer though, straight, blonde hair to her shoulders, very tall and thin, high cheekbones, gray eyes, sort of like Quinn has. And Quinn, this is your sister Chloe, and she sort of like stands at the door and looks around and just looks at you and like, "Are you ready to go?"
Hi, Chloe. How you doing?
Oh my God, you're still here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
And you notice Sandy, she's not paying any attention to you. It's almost as if she can't see you.
Watch her a little bit. And she watches her reactions, and then tries to think if she has made herself visible at all.
It seems like everyone else can see you. Quinn can see you, Elvis can see you. Even George had been talking to you just moments before. But Chloe sort of leans against the door, and she just looks at Quinn. "You have anything to get? Mom and Dad aren't that happy."
Quinn kind of like grabs a couple different books and kind of like just shoves them into her backpack and is like, this is all I brought, I think. I tried to get in contact with Mom and Dad, but they didn't pick up.
Yeah, she just shrugs her shoulders. "Yeah, Mom's busy. Dad's on some conference call. Yeah, we should go."
Okay. She kind of nods a little bit, but would Quinn notice like that? Like, is it really obvious that Chloe like isn't looking at Sandy like at all?
I would say yeah, probably for you, Quinn, knowing what you know about Sandy, then yeah, you can tell that Chloe isn't. You don't know if she's completely ignoring Sandy or if she just has completely missed Sandy.
Okay, so Quinn is just gonna she's gonna do that thing where she's like, "Did I notice that right?" and kind of look between her sister and Sandy but not say anything, and then just kind of grab her stuff and like hurry out the door by her sister.
You'll see Sandy just staring at your sister, like she's now trying to make eye contact because she's very confused as to why she's not being remembered.
And as you go out, Quinn, this just faint smell, as you like pass through the classroom, this faint smell of just burning, just a firewood burning, just hits your nostrils, and you notice that it's strong as it comes from Sandy, and as you're walking away, it sort of lingers off, and then as you pass by your sister out to the hallway, you get this whiff one more time, but then it goes away again.
Okay. So, yeah.
But yeah, she pulls you out into the hallway and closes the door. And she just looks at you and she says, "What the hell's going on?"
We were doing this scavenger hunt and there was an accident and Morgan got hurt really badly, and like, I don't know like what really happened, but the cops want to talk to me and I don't know how much I'm allowed to say.
You don't say anything. Haven't I taught you anything?
Quinn just kind of like puts her head down, and I guess I shouldn't say anything. I need to talk to Mom and Dad because the cops want to talk to me.
no matter what you did or didn't do, keep your mouth shut. This is a... She like stops, and in between the lockers, there's sort of like this little space against the wall. She sort of pushes you into it. She's not being like rude or anything. She's just very gently pushing you. And she said, Morgan's dead.
They said she was in a coma.
They're dead. They didn't make it. You know, Dad has police scanners on all the time. Not to mention, there's another body dead at the trestle. I cannot say that word. At the Sidewinder, at the river.
Who'd they find at the river?
They didn't see their name. Just a youth.
Okay. All right.
I don't know what the hell is going on, but you need to stay out of it. Especially with someone like Elvis.
All right, I'll do my best.
She like rolls her eyes and pulls you back out into the hallway, and you see coming in, you sort of see like someone you recognize, Elliot, running past you, trying to get to the classroom, and you do see you sort of see someone across the hallway who had been waiting and listening, and you see it's Claudia.
And Quinn kind of like looks at Claudia for a second. I'm assuming we all kind of like know of each other at least.
Yeah.
Okay. So Quinn kind of looks at Claudia and goes, like waves a little bit, kind of, I guess, I don't know, as me and Chloe are leaving, maybe.
Yeah, I think Claudia just kind of gives you like a wave back, and she kind of hides behind her hair and keeps moving towards the classroom.
Yeah, Chloe pulls you outside to her car, and she says, we're going home, and we're going to wait for Mom and Dad because this is a shit show.
Okay.
Yeah, and she gets in, she like waits till you get into the car, gets your things inside, and she drives off. And at this time, Sandy and Elvis, you see Elliot bursting into the classroom. I'm here. Where's Miss Donlon?
Maybe if you sit down, they won't notice.
Elliot just like looks at you and says, good idea. And they go over to their desk and sit down. And Claudia, you come walking in just a couple of seconds later. And the two seats that are empty are Quinn isn't there, Tyler isn't there, and Poppy isn't there. And Morgan's seat, of course.
People absent today.
Does anyone else smell that? Sort of smells like hunting in the fall.
Like Sandy just looks over at him like, what?
Elliot just goes, I don't smell nothing.
Sort of smells a little bit like cigarette. No, wait, that's me.
Yeah, I think Claudia's like smelling herself and like moving down, like inching down further in her seat.
It smells real nice, like wet leaves and bonfires.
Still don't. Elliot just like looks at you, Elvis, and they shake their head. Sounds nice though. And after a moment, they lean over to Claudia and they're like, something's weird's happened.
You mean besides the body that we found?
I mean, yeah. And Elliot turns around and looks at you, Elvis. Where's Miss Donlon? Why aren't we doing anything? I thought for sure I'd get in trouble.
Yeah, well, she's Oh. Yeah, no, there's been some trouble.
And Elvis, you see Elliot's eyes go big, like, oh shit.
You okay? I just said there was some trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Well, there was at first a fire. The fire burnt up all of the labs where the chemicals are, but before that we found a body up there that looked like someone strange. Then a spooky ghost set fire to the place, and Morgan got in it, and now Morgan's gone to hospital.
You see Elliot look at Claudia and then look back to you, Elvis. Found a body? Who was it? Do you know who it was?
I look around at like Quinn and Sandy. That's right. We found a body. I didn't really look too much. I was trying to get the chemicals so I could get the scavenger hunt done because I want to get 100 in my test. I ain't never got 100 in a test.
Hunt?
Yeah, they were doing a scavenger hunt where if you won, you got a free pass on your first test. So I was trying real hard.
A body. Who
Basically
cares
the
about a
same
scavenger
one every
hunt?
year.
Look. I was trying to pass school, alright? I got priorities.
I feel like a body is a higher priority than a body. And Elliot's just getting a
you
little
see
bit
bodies
more...
out in the woods all the time. Don't worry about it.
George pops up at that and goes, you see bodies all the time in the woods?
Yeah, like, squirrel bodies and wolf bodies and deer bodies. There's always bodies in the woods, especially if you shoot them.
And Elliot pats it. I mean, you did. And they look at you, Sandy. Wait, you mean you saw a human body or one of these bodies?
A human body.
Okay, yeah. Why are we even still here? Why haven't they released us?
Because they probably blame us for it. Because, and she really gestures over to Sarah. It's like, that little crew don't particularly like us.
And a policeman was just trying to tell me that I hate Morgan enough to try and kill him.
Okay, wait. First of all, if the teacher doesn't come back in 15 minutes, we're free to go. Secondly, okay, so Morgan is, I just want to get all this straight in my head. Morgan is gone.
He's in hospital.
They're in the hospital.
You heard Chloe say to Quinn that Morgan's dead.
Oh, that's right.
You heard that. But you were seen, but Quinn didn't really.
That's
Quinn
all.
acknowledged your presence, but Quinn didn't question you or anything.
Well, not MC. That right there, that is what we would call a rumor. That is not from a source that is there. And I'm not one to spread rumors because I'm being so honest. I know that he went to hospital. I saw him get in the ambulance.
Right. Okay. They're dead.
Elliot looks at you and then George looks up and goes, What?
I heard Quinn and her sister talking about it. They said that they were dead.
How does Chloe know?
Something about police scanners. That's all I really know. But wait, then who did you find in the... What was the other body you found?
Oh, I don't know.
They
Sandy,
hurried
you
us
were
out of
up
there
close.
pretty quick.
You were
go
up
look at it?
real close. Did you see who it was? Sandy?
I didn't see anything. I saw a face, and then there was fire.
fire.
Well, I guess we should probably tell you guys. Me and
Claudia
Claudia.
smacks him. Claudia smacks them.
What?
What?
I think it's
We
only
should tell you
fair.
guys that we were smoking weed at the we were smoking the weed at the trestle, and that's why we were
You were smoking the weed.
But ain't you got asthma?
He's got a point.
it's a little bit of asthma. It's not a lot of asthma. It's enough. It's a little bit of asthma.
But you were smoking.
Yes.
But ain't you always like knitting and doing like old people shit? You're not the sort of person to do to be smoking Wades.
Wait.
I don't do old people stuff. I mean,
You always catch
I
you
don't-
there knitting. And...
I don't knit. I embroider.
Well,
Elvis,
you
and-
see, now you're
different.
just knitting with fancy words. That's even older.
You know what is? I don't think there's a. We found a body. Who?
Whose body?
You should tell them, Claudia.
Why should I tell them, Elliot?
Is it one of us? Did
I
you
was
find me
the
out
one.
there?
Elvis, would you calm down?
That's Alice breaking through right there. We found Tyler's body. I found
Tyler?
Tyler's body. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh shit is right.
How did he die? What did he?
We don't know. I was supposed to meet him this morning and then he never showed up and I went looking and I saw a body and so I called Claudia. She's my best friend and
People don't just die, and then she sort of looks like as if she's looking up. She's thinking about herself, and she's like,
Well, I mean, people die all the time.
look,
Otherwise, there would be a surplus of people everywhere.
"Yeah,
Fall off the
but
trestle.
did he fall? Was there like a head injury? Was there any?"
Did you see anything? Claudia poked him with a stick.
Oh, okay.
It's not really examining.
That is not really examining, Elliot. It was just a poke.
Why'd you poke him with a stick?
You gave a dead person a poke?
Because I've seen it.
That's kind of
movies.
messed up.
That's kind of what you're supposed to do. I thought it's like the first thing you do when you see a dead body. You poke it with a stick.
I admit it's not the first place my mind goes.
I hope no one ever pokes me with a stick. Like she's sort of thinking about herself.
I mean,
Yeah,
when I'm dead, I'm
actually,
dead. You know?
I want you to roll to keep your cool, Sandy, because this is sort of this is hitting some dark things. Tell me what you are afraid of right now, because this is sort of triggering some dark things for Sandy, I believe.
I don't know if she'd have flashbacks. It's more sort of the blinding. She could maybe feel a blinding pain very, very quickly, and it's like she's trying to shake it off.
Yeah. Roll with cold. Roll to keep your cool.
Do I have a nat 20 or the equivalent of that sort of thing?
No, we've had a donation from CCC Dash, who donates a nat 20 to Dingo and Quinn. So as it stands, Sandy, you have an advantage. I have an advantage on a nat 20. Katie has a nat 20. Sorry, Claudia has a nat 20, and Quinn has a nat 20 and a nat 1.
Okay, I just straight up rolled. That's a partial success.
So do you want to use your advantage? Because if you have advantage, I'll just let you roll again.
No, I think I'll leave it, and maybe she might twitch a couple of times and just freak a little bit.
Yeah, and that's basically exactly what happens. You're not seeing any kind of flashbacks exactly. You're feeling as Claudia is talking about, you know, sort of poking this body and examining this body, and you hear Elliot, you know, explaining that they found Tyler's body, you feel sort of this sickness wash over you, Sandy. And it's very strange because it's not something you feel. You're not used to feeling sick.
She actually sort of takes her back and she sort of grabs onto one of the chairs and starts to just lower her head, almost like as if she's trying to get it between her knees. And she's like,
and I think that if you're wanting to go through with this, I think the rest of the people are going to see you reacting this way and sort of.
Yeah, I think they probably like this isn't something she's had before, so she's struggling.
So Elvis, Claudia, and you know some other students, they sort of see you, Sandy, leaning over and reacting in a way they've never seen this happen before.
She's quite confident. She never worries about anything.
Yeah, I think Claudia kind of gets up and moves towards you. Oh my God, are you okay? Are you?
Yeah, I'm at...
Elvis, open a window.
All right, I'll open a window. Okay, I'll hop up and open the window behind my desk.
I would really like to sit down, and she's quite shaky, and she's pulling the chair out and trying to sit herself down before putting like her head between her knees. And to herself, she's like, "What are you doing? Why are you feeling like almost like probably beating herself up a little bit about it? Like she doesn't understand because she hasn't had this for years."
Yeah, you feel this, and it's washing over you very heavily. And Elliot sort of like stands up and walks over and looks at you, Claudia, and is like, "We didn't even tell her what the body looked like." And it was bad, guys. It was really bad.
Sandy's like really just trying to like,
Elliot, shut up.
I mean, don't, come on. And he looks, and they look at you. I was like, "Don't you want to know what it looked like?"
I think that you are being unkind right now, and you shouldn't do that, because look at Paul Sandy. She's looking like she's gonna huck up her dinner.
Yeah, you see Elliot sort of like defeated walk back to their desk and sit down, arms crossed and pouting.
They're really nice. They just don't know when to stop sometimes.
They just seem to be like, you know, being all mood swingy and shit. I remember when I was like that about 10 years ago.
Sandy sort of slowly straightens herself up. She still feels terrible, but she's almost trying to get back her cool, basically. She's like, "I'm fine. Thank you. Yeah, I'm fine." And she sort of just rests her head in her hands on the desk.
You all right, Sandy? Is there anything we can do?
I don't think there is. But thank you.
How long has it been? Can we go yet?
Has it been 15 minutes?
It has not been 15 minutes. As you're saying this, we're going to switch back to Chloe and Quinn in Chloe's car. And where do you think you live in town, Quinn? Would you live in one of the nicer parts? Would you live sort of on the outskirts, more in the city? Like, how where do you think you would live?
I'm kind of picturing for her kind of in between. Like, she's not wealthy, but she also isn't like, you know, like living on like in the boonies.
So like maybe a suburb kind of area.
Yeah, something like that.
So Chloe is like just slowly going through town, and you notice that there's not exactly like long ways to get to your house, but if there could be a long way, she's taking the long way.
Okay. So Quinn is kind of like, she's nervous, like she's doing that thing where she has her backpack like in her lap and is kind of like hugging it really tight. And she's kind of like sitting there like thinking about, oh my gosh, like what's going on? And she kind of realizes this is happening and is like, Chloe, is something going on?
I mean, I'm allowed to be nervous for my sister being somewhere that seems dangerous, right? I mean, I come back from college for a year and now people are dead. No one's ever died in this town.
I know. Like I said, it was an accident, and I don't understand how this ended up this way. And now, I don't know. I don't know what to do. She's just kind of like wigging out a little bit.
Why were you even... You know the kind of reputation that Elvis has, and then, I mean, I don't even know this Morgan person, but why were you even in some lab alone? That's just...
Well,
What do you do in summer school? I've never even been in summer school. Why would you be there?
it was supposed to be like some fun, like first day icebreaker thing. Like I only ended up there because I was late a lot. Like I just kind of missed my alarm and I ended up there and they put us in groups. Like I didn't choose to be with Elvis and Morgan and Sandy, but like we're kind of in a group together and I just followed them because they seemed to know what they were doing. Elvis and Sandy have been there for a long time.
Why do you... Sandy, why do you keep bringing her up? She wasn't there.
Quinn kind of like, oh crap, like gets that look on her face, like, and she's like, there was just another girl in our group who's been there for a few years now, like kind of as long as Elvis has been in school, and she was kind of helping out too.
And her name was Sandy. You know how I feel about... You know, I don't like that whole situation when I don't want to talk about it, and you keep saying Sandy like she's still alive or something.
Sorry, I thought that was the girl's name. I could have been mistaken.
I mean, you have to be, because there's no way it was Sandy Phillips. She's dead. I watched her die.
Yeah, sorry. And she's just kind of like,
Anyway, Dad, I don't know when he'll be home. You never know when that ends, but Mom should be home for dinner tonight. We'll try to work this out. Did the cops threaten you? Did they say anything about you leaving town or what?
no, they didn't say anything. They just told us they wanted to help and that they wouldn't question me or the other girl. And they took Elvis in for questioning because he's of age, but they need our guardians.
Yeah, he really should graduate one day. Anyway, look, I just want you to be... What happened to Sandy? It's like this all over again, you know? I don't want that to happen to you.
I'll try not to. I'll try to stay out of it.
And
like I said, it was just a mistake. Like we were just there. I think there was some kind of like gas leak or something, and there was like someone lit a match.
And you see Chloe's face just like get really sad for a moment. I don't know how I feel about you going back for summer school. I wonder if there's some way I can convince Mom to get you out of it. That's just too close. That's what happened to her. I know I never told you how she died, but that's
Is the same thing, like an explosion?
the gas.
Chloe, there's something I should probably tell you. about what happened that, I don't know, like, we heard, like, the reason we were in there in the first place is because we heard something. Like, there was this weird noise. And I think there was someone else in there. And they kept asking for help. And we went in there, and then that's when the explosion happened. So I don't know if, like, someone, like, purposely tried to kill us, but I don't know. Elvis seems to think it was a ghost.
You're noticing this whole time as you are explaining this to her. She's got her hands on 10 and 2 on the steering wheel. Her knuckles are growing wider and wider as she's like, the grip on the steering wheel is getting tighter. But she hasn't responded, and you sort of see her finger like click in the controls on the steering wheel, like to turn the music up a little bit.
Okay. So Quinn is gonna kind of be like, yeah, but yeah, I just thought you should know. And then fall quiet.
Listen, I'm gonna talk to Mom. I don't think you should go back. You don't need summer school, do you? I mean, you'll graduate anyway on time, right? It's just a punishment, right?
Yeah, it's just a punishment.
I'm gonna try to find some way to get you out of this. I don't want you back at that school.
If you think that's the best thing.
You see her sort of, she shakes her head, and she has a confused look on her face for a moment, but the music just gets louder, as if she is, trying to tune you guys out, or tune your conversation out. And you pull up to your house, and like, just like she said, your father's car is in the driveway, but he works from home, so you know that even though he's here, it probably won't matter much. But your mom's car is gone, and she pulls into the driveway and turns the car off, and she looks over at you again, and she just reaches out and sort of tucks a little bit of like your bangs behind your eyes, just listen. Don't be careful, all right? I don't like the sound of this.
Okay, I'll try.
And you're sure you have a girl in your class named Sandy?
I thought her name was Sandy. It might not be Sandy.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Mom. I don't think you should go back.
Oh, okay.
She gets out of the car, and she you see her, like, as she closes the door, sort of like take a breath and straighten, get herself back together. And she walks into the house and leaves you alone in the car. Do you follow after? What do you do?
Quinn is probably going to like sit there for a second to kind of like get her stuff together and think about like, whoa, like how Chloe just reacted really weirdly to that. But after she kind of gets it together for a second, she's going to get out and follow her into the house.
As you are doing so, you sort of hear the your phone ding, like ding really loudly as you've got a text message.
Okay. Quinn is actually going to stop and check her phone then.
It's from George. It's sort of like this, hi, sorry to text you. It's like, could have been sent all in one message, but completely, he's sent it in a lot of different. And so he's, hi, sorry to text you. Elliot and Claudia found a body in the woods. It's Tyler.
Quinn is going to look at this text like, oh my God, and text him back and say, what? Another one?
And it's like seconds. You can tell he was probably like looking at the phone, waiting for you to respond, you know? And he says, you get back, he says, yeah, they haven't said what happened yet. Sandy's really sick.
So her name is Sandy.
And you get back like 3 question marks from George. Like,
my sister was really, I was talking to my sister about today, and she seemed really hung up on the fact that this girl's name was Sandy.
You see like the 3 dots come up, like he's typing something, and then it stops. And then it comes back up and goes, I guess that's her name. That's what she told me her name was.
Oh, Quinn's just kind of like, okay. It must be a different Sandy that she's thinking of.
And after a minute, he texts back, I'll keep you updated.
And she'll just say, thank you, and then go inside.
Okay. Back in the classroom, as Sandy, you're slowly beginning to recover from this sickness that washed over you. And Claudia, you're still here beside her. Elvis, you're still sort of by the window. But you're beginning to slowly feel a little bit better, Sandy. You muted.
She also steadies her breathing. She's like, yeah, okay. I'm fine. Just wasn't expecting it. Thought I was fine. Just, bodies are popping up everywhere.
Well, not everywhere, just in the woods and in the crawl space in the library.
Yes, Elvis. Yeah.
I mean, they're not just
it's
appearing.
More than there was. And then she sort of holds her tongue and she's like, it's not something I was expecting when I came in here today.
Yeah. Wasn't really what I expected to wake up to either. Maybe we could finish the scavenger hunt?
George turns around at that moment and looks at you and goes, have you guys thought about going back to look at the body?
Is it still there?
I mean,
have the cops got it yet? I don't know.
I think they kind of called off the scavenger hunt because of all the bodies, and I guess the reason we're all here is because they're doing some sort of police infestation. And when they finished with that infestation, that's when we can go and look around.
Investigate. Yeah. Well, they would have taken it, surely, covered it up, or. And she sort of feels like a wave of nausea again. She's like, just yeah.
It's Elliot that like turns around, looks at you guys again, and they stand up and they move into Quinn's desk and sort of sit down. Like, there are other ways into that crawl space. The one above the chemical lab, right? It's all connected up there. How many times do you guys think I've put fish up there?
That was you?
Surprise!
You could have picked something other than anchovies.
You have far too much time on your hands.
I'm pretty sure, and they look over at Elvis like with this, you got me, right? I'm pretty sure I ran it by Elvis and he said it was a good idea.
I mean, I'm not saying it was the best idea, but I mean...
You laughed, didn't you?
I did. Yes, I did. I did find it funny.
Well, I don't really want to sit in the classroom and wait for our teacher to come back. I think we should go look or something. I mean, what would Nancy Drew do? She would investigate it herself.
Who the hell is Nancy Drew?
It's a and then she sort of looks at him and is like, never mind.
It's in a book.
Oh, right.
It's a really good movie too. I don't think it got good reviews, but I liked it a lot, Elvis.
I don't really go to the movies much. Watching a movie doesn't put food on your belly.
I thought the books were better.
Whilst they're sort of discussing it, can I don't know whether I can literally just go invisible, and can I just start walking through the walls to get there?
Yeah.
If you do that, I'd like to roll to freak out.
I'm going to. You have the move, so you can technically do that. Mechanically, that's fine. But I would like you to roll volatile to run away.
Okay.
To see if people, see if people see you. If you cause a big scene, something like that. So on a 10 and up, then you're fine.
I am not fine.
So yeah, roll volatile to run away.
Yeah.
She did.
That was a 6.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they can just stand up.
Mark your experience, though. But I think, I actually think that you feel all these eyes on you, and it's sort of, you're not really able to do it.
Do I just walk into the wall and fall over?
A little bit, yeah. Now you can probably recover. You're very cool, Sandy. So you can probably act like you meant to do it.
Yeah, just all the cool kids do it.
Yeah, forget you, Sarah.
Sandy, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just feeling a little bit nauseous still. Just.
Look, your nauseous?
I feel sick, Elvis.
Oh, right. Well, I usually find when I'm feeling sick, I have a beer, and that sorts everything out.
Well, I don't think that's going to sort me out, but thank you.
Don't knock it till you try it, is all I'm saying.
Elliot stands up with their hands in their pockets. Are we gonna go investigate another body or what?
I'm staying right here until it's been 15 minutes and we can leave proper. I want to pass this class.
I don't think that's an actual rule, Elvis, so I think we can just leave.
It's not? I look at Claudia, betrayed.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, that's what I've heard. That's what I thought, and that's what I've heard, and that's what I've thought and heard.
They really won't miss us right now. And then I sort of stagger towards the door and leave the classroom.
Yeah, you guys watch. Yeah, you guys watch Sandy walk out, still not looking too good. And Elliot looks over at Elvis and goes, "Yeah, don't you like this version of the rule better? Just leave."
I just don't want to get in trouble. I'm already being questioned by the police about this, and they're trying to pin it on me.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what, you guys go. I'll stay here, and I'll say that if someone comes back, I'll say there was a fire drill, and we all had to leave, but I thought I'd stay here and just tell people that we all had to leave in case anyone comes back.
I just really think you should come with us, Elvis. And I want you to roll to shut someone down. Because Elliot's trying really hard to sort of get you've seen the body. They want to know what you've seen. They want your experience. So roll with cold to shut someone down.
Hang on a second while I just remember how to do it. I'm not very good at rolling with cold, so I'm probably going to use my experience.
What do you have? Do you have a move that lets you over? No, not that one.
No, I don't have any moves that help in this situation.
Don't you have you have a nat 20, don't you?
I do, but I also have an advantage, and I'll just use the advantage for now.
Yeah, roll twice then. We'll take the highest.
Any other modifiers? Nope. Wait. No other modifiers, thank you. That's a partial success.
Okay. So you're gonna come across poorly, and you get to pick one of the ones below. They're gonna lose a string on you. If they have no strings, you can gain one on them, and they don't have any strings. They gain a condition, or you take one forward.
I think I will. I think I'm gonna take a string on them.
Okay. Take a string on Elliot, and they look at you and sort of like make a face, and they go, "Well, you're sort of being a little bit of a scaredy cat, aren't you?" And that's the condition they're going to give you, scaredy cat.
Sandy sort of walks back into the room, suddenly realizes she's walked halfway down the corridor and no one is following her. And she comes back in.
Well, Claudia would be following you out.
Okay, she comes back in and leans around the door. She's like, come on. It's fine. Elvis, come on. And she just goes over and she takes like his arm and tries to drag him out.
MC question quickly. When you get given a condition, right, you have to take actions to correct it?
Yes, you can take an action to get rid of it.
Do you have to like wait a period of time, or can you?
No, if you want to prove something to Elliot right now, you can take it off.
I'll stand up. I'm like, who you calling a scaredy cat, punk? You want to fight? Let's do it.
But Elvis.
No, hell no.
No.
Elliot's like raising an eyebrow and just going, "I'm not gonna fight you because I have a body to go explore."
Yeah, you want to throw down calling me names? Let's do it right now. Come on.
Maybe you shouldn't
Do
say
you want to explore a body? Do you want to pass the class?
I want to pass the class, but I want to prove to him that I ain't no scaredy cat.
Okay, well, you can do that when you pass the class. Do not punch this guy in the face in the middle of it. How do you think that's going to help with the police officer outside?
I imagine I've walked over and I'm not between them.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
It's okay. Punch him later. And she walks out the room.
As she walks away, I'm gonna look at Elliot and lash out physically.
As you do this, I poke my head round the door, just like, for fuck's sake.
I am going to make you fail that with my nat 20.
Like, just
Guy's face is just like, what? For real? So yeah, you are Dingo, answer me this. If you lash out physically and you fail, does just nothing happen?
It's like a miss, basically.
Okay, yeah. So the 7 to 9 is only the darkest. Okay, I wanted to make sure I was doing this right.
Or you can use one of your MC reactions to like mess it up in some way.
Yeah. So I think that how are you trying to act out, lash out, and how does it fail?
Like when you say that I'm supposed to not supposed to punch him in the face, I wait until you've literally turned your back and I turn around and try and sock him in the face so hard. But I guess I think
Elliot sees it coming.
Come in and move, so I don't know.
Yeah. You will lose your scaredy cat condition because you did prove something to them. But Elliot just sort of steps aside and is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How is fighting? Sandy's making a point, man. Let's just go.
Put my finger on his chest and sort of like I ain't a scaredy cat, alright? Let's go check out that goddamn body.
My God. What a mess.
Claudia grabbed her water bottle and has already followed Sandy out into the hallway.
Yeah, Elliot like lets Elvis stomp out in front of them and follows out as well. And Elliot's like behind you guys and just says, so it was above the chemical lab, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we have to go to the theater if we want to get up into the crawl space. It's all connected.
How did you find this out? Just curious.
I have too much time on my hands, just like you said.
Yeah, okay, I believe that.
And they run out like ahead of you guys and sort of begin to take the path toward the theater. And as you guys are walking in, it's empty, the theater. There's nothing scheduled to go on here. There's no practices or anything. And Elliot brings you guys to the backstage area and pulls down like this ladder from the scaffolding and points up at this like very similar hatch door that was in the lab, the chemical cabinet area, and says, It's right there. I mean, it's a long crawl to the chemical lab.
Hang on a minute, Sandy. You're not going first this time. I'll go.
Why?
Because I ain't no scaredy cat, that's why.
Okay, Elvis.
And do you begin to climb up, Elvis?
Yeah. I don't need no boost. I just jump up and just use my strength to just...
Yeah, so you get the ladder down and you get up and you can push the hatch open. And as you lean forward, there's not any light in here at all. It's very dark. But you don't hear or see. You hear off in the distance very muffled noises, and you don't know which direction they're coming from, but there's nothing happening like right above you guys here.
Can you see anything?
Well, the truthful answer is probably no.
Okay, give me a hand up, and she's sort of like.
It's all right. I got a light, and I'll pull out my lighter. And now, hang on, before I do this, can any of you smell gas?
None of you smell any gas.
I can't smell gas, Elvis.
Nope.
Oh, I didn't think I could last time either. That's why I thought it was a spooky ghost. I can always trust my sense of smell, and I couldn't smell no gas.
As you light the lighter, you look around, and this is a storage area. There's like creepy old props back here, a couple of masks, and tons of spider webs, dust everywhere. But it seems to be just how Elliot described it. It's just a crawl space above the theater, probably where they just store stuff. But it goes on for like a long ways. And you can see different stuff stored in sort of every part of this crawl space.
Elvis, move your butt. Let's go.
All right, I'm going, and I'm gonna start crawling. And as I crawl, I'm gonna say I'm quite lithe and dexterous, if you don't mind, on like fingers and toes, like.
I believe that.
All fours looks like a comfortable position for me.
Oh dear God. You crawl up there, Elvis, and Claudia and Sandy, you follow. And once you're all up there, it's not a tight spot. You can stand up. You have to hunch a little bit, but this is where things have been stored. So you can stand up a little bit, and Elliot does so and is sort of looking around, but it's only enough light, provided by Elvis's lighter. And they're like, be careful, don't set anything on fire. That's the last thing we need.
I'll try not to set anything on fire. I've gotten enough trouble for fires and stuff.
And as you guys continue on, you do hear that muffled noise still. And Elliot sort of pushes in front and goes, it's this way. I hear people, though. I think they might be. We need to be quiet. I don't think any of us want to get caught.
No, I'd rather not.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, and they begin to lead you on in this area. And as you guys are walking, we're gonna go back to Quinn.
As we go, do you know what? It smells like hunting in the autumn up here too.
I think that tracks because from the climbing and she gave Sandy a boost. Claudia's starting and being nervous from being up here. She's starting to sweat a little bit.
Getting a little sweaty.
Yeah.
I'm actually keeping a thought on that. So Quinn, what have you done as you've gotten home? You've walked inside after this little text conversation, sort of like in the foyer of your house with George. Chloe's just, you're not sure where Chloe's gone to. You heard someone messing around in the kitchen, and you heard someone go upstairs, but that's about all.
Okay. So Quinn is just gonna kind of find somewhere that she can just chill out and just decompress a little bit. But she does get out her phone, and I don't know. I have George's number. Do I have anyone else's numbers?
Do you think is it feasible that you would have other people's numbers? It's up to you guys.
I'm trying to think of...
Because Claudia, you'd have Claudia's number.
I'm very proud this year to have been introduced to the WhatsApp.
So if you might have Elvis on WhatsApp, yeah?
So you said I have Claudia's number. Let's see.
Mhm.
I will. Quinn is gonna actually text Claudia and be like, "Hey, sorry for it being so like weird and awkward in the hallway earlier. Did you hear anything?"
So at this point, you're probably leaving the classroom as this is, simultaneously, and you get this text message, Claudia.
I think she texts back in like 3 separate messages. Nope, not a thing. Just passing through.
And she's gonna follow up with, George said that you and Elliot found Tyler's body too.
She's gonna text back. George has a big mouth. But yeah, we found Tyler's body. I poked it with a stick.
Quinn says, that's so scary. I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, it looked really gross, and I'm really scared about this other body. We're supposed to be going and looking at it right now. It was Elliot's idea.
Quinn is like, is it just you and Elliot? She's kind of like freaking out, but she's like playing it cool over the text messages.
She says, no, the whole gang's here. Me, Elliot, Elvis, and Sandy.
And Quinn's like, and she is going to say over the text messages, she's gonna write, be safe and tell me if you find anything weird.
Yeah, I think she just sends back, you want to join us?
So, MC question, about how long does Quinn have till her mom gets home?
It is still in the it's still in the early afternoon or early, probably about noon for you guys, and you guys are supposed, no, wait, I've got my timelines off. It's around 10 o'clock 10 o'clock in the morning because you found the bot. Yeah, it's around 10:30.
Okay, so it's still pretty early.
Yeah, and your mom won't get home until around like 5 or 6, and you guys weren't supposed to get out of school until around 2. Yeah, it's still relatively early. Like this all has happened this morning.
Okay, so Quinn is actually going to leave kind of like a fake note that says like ran to the convenience store or something, and then go outside and grab her bike and text Claudia on the way.
Okay.
And come back to the school.
Okay. As we come back to the Scooby Gang above, going above the theater, Elliot's walking and sort of leading you guys down this path, and you're passing different, like, what you would consider like different areas over classrooms. There's like a couple in one area, there's a couple of globes and bookcases and stacks of books, and this is probably over the history department. You get to another area where there's like some sporting equipment, and you figure this is probably the gym area, or at least where they're storing some different gym things. And you turn a corner and Elliot like skids to a halt. It's like, shh, shh, shh. They're right there. And you can hear the noise loudly of like some people talking and people coming in and out. And you see flashlight beams, and there's one like sort of lamp set up in the corner. As Elliot backs back into you guys, it's like, they're looking at the body.
Is it hot up here? I feel like I'm dying.
We're in a crawl space.
Sandy just looks back. Like, again, the sarcasm is just not on anyone but herself.
I don't feel too. I mean, I guess I feel a bit warm. but then I am wearing this thick hoodie.
When Elliot sort of looks around the corner again, you see them like lean forward, and then you guys can sort of hear the mumbling, and Elliot's like, I think they're taking a lunch break. Who does that?
Why a body?
Think about it. They are probably some sort of police scientists, and they probably spend all their day and night around dead bodies. It's just like being out in the woods. Once you've shot a few possum, you don't get shocked by seeing shot possum no more.
I mean, Elvis is actually really making a point here and is right, but they're leaving it. They're yeah, and Elliot looks forward again.
Did you say they're eating it?
That's what I thought she said.
They're leaving the body. They're just leaving it here.
I think Claudia's gonna shoot off a text to Quinn, meet us in the chem lab. And she's gonna say, well, you don't have to tell me twice. And she's gonna try to, once they're out of the room, she's gonna drop down into the room.
Oh no, the body's up here.
Oh, with us.
Yeah, the body is literally around this corner. Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's going around.
Oh.
Yeah. They've got like lights set up, and you hear them sort of crawling down again, and like if you go around, Claudia, you can hear them like discussing where they're going to go for lunch. Your father's diner comes up, and they're leaving this body sort of sectioned off, and you see like the door closed to the hatch. And there's laying there this body covered in a sheet.
I want to go sniff it.
Cool. And then she looks at Elliot and goes, and poke it with a stick.
I mean, that's Claudia's thing.
I didn't bring a stick.
Are you still getting closer to it, Elvis?
Yeah, I'll go.
You're getting closer to it. You're beginning to smell what smells like gas.
Okay. No. I wonder if that's gas what was left from the room before, or whether that's... is it old? Does it smell like old gas? Like, you know when gas goes real old and stanky? Is that what it smells like?
It just smells like gas. And as you stand here a little bit longer, the rest of you coming up behind after a moment, you can sort of hear that hissing sound of what seems like gas being released.
And she's like, put the lighter up.
I've already put it out. I can smell the gas leaking again.
You notice, though, you had it up long enough, it wasn't reacting
I don't...
to whatever you heard or smell.
No, I'm turning it off. Sorry, guys, no more lights.
There's lights here. They have lights set up. They have like in the corner.
No, there's
like,
not. Because I'm turning them off. I'm turning them off. They're lights. They can set things off.
I'm just gonna turn one back on, and she's pulling kind of the sheet down.
We're gonna explode.
We're not gonna explode, Elvis. It's fine.
I want you to, Claudia, roll to keep your cool as you are exposing what this body is. Tell me what you're afraid of.
Oh, I'm afraid that it's someone I know or someone close to me.
Okay, yeah, roll with cold.
I'm not good at that. Oh god. Fuck.
She doesn't have an advantage, does she? She just has a nat 20. Yeah.
Right. I have a success, but I want to hang on to that. So.
That's fine. Yeah. So mark your experience.
I did.
You pull this back, Claudia, and this fear overcomes you because the face you see, not only does it have these same sort of hash marks and tick marks that Tyler did that you had seen earlier this morning. This is a face that's with you. This is Sandy.
What the fuck? I think Claudia screams and she falls out of the crawl space.
Elvis dives after her to try and shut her up in case the police hear.
Sandy's trying to grab her. She goes like from the crawl space.
Yeah, you can. Oh shit! So you don't have a role to help someone in this game. I was thinking of Monster of the Week.
Player moves. Let's.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how.
I don't have any strings on them.
You can't.
I don't think turning them on's appropriate right now.
You'd be surprised in Monster Hearts where that can be.
That is true.
Would it count as lashing out physically if I tried to clamp a hand over her mouth?
You could do it like that and just have it be more of just like a straight volatile reaction.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna. If you're trying to keep her from falling, right?
Yeah, falling.
I'm just gonna have you I'm just gonna have you roll volatile. That's probably the closest thing I can get to it. And it's if you're okay with being saved, Claudia.
That's fine.
Okay. So on a partial success, Claudia is going to fall, but you're going to keep her from getting any more hurt than she was. You're going to like sort of grab her arm and sort of like keep her from falling as far as she was. You sort of slow her down. But you hit the bottom of the this pantry very hard. You're gonna take one harm, Claudia, because you're gonna have a big bruise. And at this time, Quinn, you managed to come in. You've noticed that the people, like the forensics people and the cops, have sort of like went out for the day, and you know the school well enough to like get underneath some of the tape, and you're coming in and you see Claudia falling down in the bottom of this pantry.
Okay, so Quinn is actually, she doesn't know what she's gonna do to help her, but she's gonna run to try and catch her, probably just instinctively.
She's already, I mean, you're running to her, but she's already hit the ground. Yeah.
Okay, in that case, she's gonna like run over to check on her and see if she's okay. Like,
and you just hear above Elliot going, "What the fuck, Claudia? Are you okay?"
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Claudia's she's just freaking out. That looked exactly. I mean, I don't even know if that's really what I saw, but I thought I saw.
You hear, and both Elvis and Sandy, you may be paying more attention to what Claudia is. You hear Elvis go, "Holy shit."
Elvis or Elliot?
Elliot. Did I say Elvis? Elliot. Elliot goes, "Holy shit." And Elliot, as you look, Elliot has pulled the sheet down just like Claudia did and is looking at you, Sandy.
And Sandy looks at Elliot to the body and freezes.
And Elliot's mouth just drops open and looks over at Elvis and is like, "Are you does she have a twin? Are you seeing this?"
So I'm sort of like halfway hanging out the hatch holding on to Claudia, right? I can't...
Claudia's fallen. You sort of slowed her down enough. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't break too many things.
You didn't she didn't break her leg, or she's probably just sprung her ankle.
2 seconds, Elliot. Claudia, are you okay?
That really depends on what you mean by okay. Sandy?
Hang on.
He's like calling up to Sandy.
Check 1. Are you physically harmed?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine, Elvis. I'm fine.
Step 2. Why in the hell are you freaking out like that?
Would you just look?
Elliot's still standing there, sort of eyes wide, mouth open, staring at Sandy. Sandy's frozen with this sheet pulled back, and Elvis, if you look, you see the body of your friend Sandy laying there.
Like, she's backing away slowly. Not like to leave, but she's just back.
In disbelief, yeah. But you see Elvis, like, all of these hash marks, like sort of tally marks on her body.
I'm gonna crawl over to it and like rub its face. Is this a mask? Is this some sort of crazy trick? What the fuck's going on here?
Quinn is gonna kind of like try to calm Claudia down and be like, Claudia, like, what did you see?
Quinn,
What was it?
Quinn, it looks exactly like Sandy.
Quinn is gonna be kind of, she maybe doesn't look as bothered by this as she maybe should be. And she just kind of looks up where the other people are in the crawl space.
I think this was a really bad idea. I don't want to be here anymore.
Let's get the other people down and leave. Like, we probably shouldn't be caught here with like around the body.
I think I'm just gonna go. I think I'm just gonna go, and Claudia's gonna try to run out of the room.
Yeah, I want you to roll to run away.
Roll to run away. That's with volatile.
Yes, it is.
Well, shit.
You guys are getting so much experience today. I'm so proud of you.
I know.
You try to run away, Claudia, but you just can't make yourself get up. It's almost like this is, as you try, your ankle, you fell on your ankle's throbbing in pain, and you just can't really get your footing. You're sort of like trying to use Quinn to make, to get a good grip, but you can't exactly get away. Sandy, how are you reacting? What are you, because Elliot's still staring at you, has sort of ignored Elvis feeling on this body, and is just like,
Well,
looks scared.
Elvis is probably the one who's seen and known her the longest, and she's more now looking at him to wait for his reaction, because
What happens to the face when I rub it?
It's a body. It's
not like so old that like the skin comes away on my hand or anything like that.
No. This is a very well preserved body.
Sandy, what in the hell's going on here? What? Why is your face on this body? Why? What?
and she's like, do you what? No, can't do it. And she starts backing up down.
Hold on a minute.
Space.
Hold
Yeah.
on, just a cotton picking minute. I can't do that because I don't have any of that. That's damn. Give me a second whilst the player character controlling me looks at the player moves to figure out what he can do. I can't just fucking reskin and lash out physically to fit every situation.
But he wants to so bad.
I don't know. I want to like, I don't know. I want to question you. I want to try and get you to open up.
Sandy, are you trying to get away, or are you trying to keep it together?
It's a bit of both. It's almost like she's trying to get away, but trying to keep it together is making her not run.
Okay, I'm going to give you a choice. You can either run away, or you can keep your cool. One of them is a cold roll, one of them is a volatile roll.
I think she'd probably actually try to keep her cool.
Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna get you to roll with cold, and you're gonna try to keep it together despite your fear. What is your fear in this moment? More so than what you're experiencing.
Probably that people are gonna know. She's got around for like years of just, as much as she doesn't like being where she is, she's got used to the same faces coming in, and it's almost like a comfort. She just thinks it's like meeting up with friends, even though she's not good at it. And with this, it's kind of like, oh God, that's going to go away.
Yeah, roll cold.
Partial.
Okay. So I will tell you how your actions of you trying to keep it together are going to leave you vulnerable, and you can choose to continue on or not. You're going to back into, as you're backing away and sort of, trying to breathe and keep it together, it's dark in here and you don't know where you're going to back into something that makes this even more real, and you're going to back into some things that used to belong to you that were used in sort of a memorial. But you can choose to go through with, sort of backing away or not.
Yeah, she'll back up, and I'm guessing she'll stumble into maybe some pictures, maybe an award she won once when she was just a proper student, because she wasn't a bad student or anything. She was quite clever, and she freaks. She starts crying. She like a whimper more than an actual cry. She's like, I don't know, and she sort of, you can't understand a thing she's saying, but she's gesturing. No.
Elvis is gonna come across and try and give her a hug.
He's just like,
what happens if Elvis tries to touch Sandy?
That's up to Sandy at this point.
Are you corporeal?
I think she's pretty solid right now, but
hey, you're okay. So your face is on a body, but that's no big deal. I'm sure this thing happens all the time.
She reaches, like, she almost wants him to understand, but at the same time she just grabs, like, if there's a photo or something of her receiving the award or whatever, she holds it out to him, and because she's shaking so much, she sort of loses the sort of consistency of herself, and the picture falls through her hand.
Yeah, and Elvis, you see this as she goes sort of incorporeal for a moment, and this picture crashes to the floor right through her hand, and you see it completely. And as you look around in the shadows of this light that Claudia had turned back on, you sort of see like a yearbook that's been open that has like Sandy Phillips written across it, in memory, in memoriam, and her birth date to the year that she died, which was about, I think we said 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was
Alice.
Yeah.
So about like 2013, 12ish.
Pick up the yearbook.
You were sort of putting it together as you see this.
Say, I remember this year. There was this. You weren't in my class, but I sort of remember some quiet person who looked a lot like you.
And she's sort of trying to keep it together, like.
Is this one of your family members? I'm so sorry. Is this your sister?
And she's just like shaking her head. She's being forced to face something she never thought she would actually have to see, and also
sorry, that is unkind of me. Look, why don't we get you down to Frank's and get you some nice liquor, and we can go and chill out somewhere, and we can.
I can't.
No, it's okay. You can. Sometimes when you drink, you can forget things.
Elvis, I can't drink. I can't eat.
What you talking about? Like, he's gonna reach into his pocket and pull out like a small bottle. Look, so you can drink. Have a drink now. You'll be fine. All right. No one knows I got this. No one. You won't get in trouble.
If he reaches out to her, she'll deliberately make it go through.
I'm having difficulty processing this. My hand just went through you.
About this time, Quinn is probably gonna yell up there, guys, what's going on?
Some kind of freaky shit.
Yeah, Quinn and Claudia. Claudia, you haven't been able to get away like you wanted to. Your ankle is throbbing and hurting. What are you both doing?
Is there any way that Quinn can kind of try to like check her ankle? Like, she would probably be sitting there like, okay, try to like move it around for me.
It's just definitely probably just badly twisted.
Yeah,
just a badly twisted ankle. You get the sense she just needs to rest it for a night or two.
Okay. So Quinn is gonna be like, okay, Claudia, like, your ankle looks okay, but we're probably gonna need to get you out of here. And she's gonna kind of I don't know, maybe reach out and help Claudia up.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think I'd like to go. And she's gonna accept your help and stand up.
Okay,
where are you taking her? Just out of the closet?
Yeah, probably. Just so that she can get a breather. Like, Claudia, do you need to go outside, like to the nurse's office or anything?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go to the nurse's office.
Okay, then I'm gonna help her walk to the nurse's office then.
Yeah, and I think Claudia's gonna kind of be leaning and on her for help as she kind of hobbles down the hallway.
Yeah. Actually, before we like walk off, I'm gonna kind of lean back into the room and be like, guys, I'm taking Claudia to the nurse's office. Her ankle's hurt.
Hang on a minute. Sandy's being real funny. We'll come too. Come on, Sandy. You should probably go nurse's office too.
Okay.
Come on now. I would try and hold your hand, but my hand keeps passing through yours, so I'm gonna need you to put one foot in front of the other. Elliot, would you get the hell out of here? Get out of the way. Get down the ladder. God damn it.
Yeah, Elliot is like still sort of staring and surprised, but you knock them out of it, and they go down the ladder. And when they see Claudia and Quinn, they're just like, "Oh shit, are you okay?
I'm fine, Elliot.
Did you see what I saw?"
I don't know. Did you see what I saw?
And they look over their shoulder as like Elvis and Sandy are coming down.
I'm trying to like hustle you forward, but I'm not sure if I'm going to pass through you as I'm doing it. So I'm sort of like just.
I think you sort of half do, half not, because she's so panicked. It's almost like she doesn't have a control over it. So
yeah, I totally get
like
that.
you might push her back, and you can. It's solid as you push her. But if you try grab her arm, you sort of go straight through it.
This is freaky as fuck. Let's
Elliot,
just get you down the ladder.
Elliot looks at Claudia, looks at you, Claudia, and looks at Quinn again. It's like, it was Sandy.
Yeah, I know. And Claudia's gonna kind of take a peek at Sandy through her hair.
And Sandy is already looking at her, waiting more to see her reaction than she's not reacting to it.
You had the same marks on her as Tyler did.
And you can see Sandy sort of try and do it sort of inconspicuously, but she's trying to look. She's sort of rolling up her sleeves of her jacket and just trying to see.
Guys, would you try and be a little sensitive right now? Sandy has just seen one of her dear family members' bodies, and we need to look after her. At the moment, she's currently passing in and out of this fucking weird shit where my hand's passing through her, and I don't really. Sandy, are you the spooky ghost? Did you start the fire?
You see these marks on your arm slowly beginning to appear. You've never noticed them before.
She quickly pulls her sleeves back down. She's in no like state right now. She's sort of fairly numb, and she's just not making eye contact with anyone. Her brain is just going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I think Claudia's stealing one last look at Sandy and then kind of clinging closer to Quinn, and she says, I would really like to go to the nurse now.
Okay.
Elliot nods and looks at both of you and goes, yeah, you two go. I'll make sure Sandy and Elvis, I'll go with them too. You two go.
I think we need to go and talk to Frank.
I think that's where we'll leave it, actually.
I've just realized Americans don't have talk to Frank.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Is this like a thing?
Talk to Frank was an advert in like...
It's about the drug thing.
Yeah.
I know what it is. I got the joke. Yeah.
Talk to Frank is in probably early noughties, late 90s UK. There was this advert about got a drug problem. Talk to Frank. And you could phone up Frank and talk about
the liquor store that you meant earlier.
Yeah, that's
same thing, but it's a double meaning.
It's
Gotcha.
basically if someone wants to know more about drugs, or maybe is on drugs and wants to know, is you call Frank, and it's just Poppers at the other end of the line.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it on that note of Claudia and Quinn heading out to the hallway to the nurse's office, and
Can
Elliot.
I make one last roll?
Yes. For what?
To turn someone on.
Oh yes.
I'd like to roll to turn Quinn on as I'm clinging to her and she's helping me
Yes, you can.
to the nurse's office.
It's the
Yes,
musk.
It's the musk. No question though. Does your musk move count as turn someone on? Because it is.
It doesn't actually. So it's only when I sweat in the presence of other people, I roll with volatile, and then you
We'll
give,
get to that then.
give me a string to someone on. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Roll to turn someone on as you're sort of Quinn is sort of escorting you out, leaving Elliot, Elvis, and Sandy alone in the lab for a moment.
I'm gonna use my critical success on this.
Oh, no! So on a 10 up, which is what you got, you get a string on Quinn, and they choose a reaction. So what are you doing? You're just sort of clinging to her, being very helpless, sweet damsel.
Yeah, kind of like a sweet damsel, and a little scared, like looking for comfort as she's sort of leaning into Quinn.
So you get a string on Quinn, and Quinn, you get to choose a reaction. You give yourself to. I give myself to you. I promise something I think you want, or I get embarrassed and act awkward.
Okay, so Quinn is actually going to. Oh, this is fun because it kind of Quinn doesn't know what she is, but this almost instinctive like need to like promise her something like comes to her, and she goes, "It's okay, Quinn. It's okay, Claudia. I'll keep you safe."
Yeah, and that's where we'll end it. On that sweet note.
I love that Claudia has the equivalent of Link's body spray. Like,
One of my moves is just Axe body spray. Yeah.
Yep, I love it.
It's Old Spice.
So yeah, thank you guys for hanging out for Monster Hearts 2 Hidden Masters. We'll go back around. We'll start with me since I'm here. I'm Katie. I'm Katie Face on Twitter. I also do Off the Tables Twitter, off _ the table on Twitter and Twitch. And tomorrow I will be on Off the Table for the Outsiders part of Into the Wild Blue, the best part.
Hey now. I do not think that is true. Okay, no, I do not have a key in hot, but I do have a ridiculous Russian accent.
The worst Russian accent.
How dare you?
But and then Saturday I will be over on Josh Pro Starters channel at noon playing Dragon Eyes as my last guest spot. I have Dungeon World that night on Mort's Magical Wares, and then on my channel, twitch.tv/katieface, on Sunday, I will be running a one-shot at 2 Eastern Standard Time, just a D&D 6th level one-shot, just fun, hanging out with friends. So yeah, follow me, see what I'm doing. I have a schedule up because I do so much.
Awesome. Cool to hear you're running D&D on your channel as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is gonna be my 3rd game I've run, so I'm very excited. I guess we can go in reverse order, so we can start with Meg.
Okay.
I'll leave Scrat till the very end so he can close it out, but we can go with Meg.
Okay. So I'm Meg. I'm Pishkinban on Twitter, and this is my only stream, but I also run a campaign blog website thing for my D&D party, and it's kind of like our own expanded homebrew universe thing. But right now I'm actually working on the new website for that, so that's not up yet.
Cool. Feel free to link what you've got. I mean, I'd love to see it in chat.
Okay.
Dingo?
Sorry, I was about to drag you in chat. You can find me on Twitter at Where's My Dingus. You can find me normally. I'd be back on Off the Table tomorrow, also with Adventures in the Wild Blue, but I will not be there tomorrow. And Saturday, I will also be on Pro Restarter's channel, coming back to Dragon Knights after having been gone for a couple weeks. And yeah, everything else I do gets posted on my Twitter. It's mostly on Off the Table. You'll see it.
Dingo is also a Monster Hearts MC on Off the Table's Table
That's
Hearts
right.
podcast. We have two sessions out. I don't know if we'll have one out this weekend with Summer being out of town, but
she said she was gonna try, but yeah, it comes out every Saturday.
But listen to it. I play a witch
Actually,
who's an asshole.
That
Great.
doesn't sound on brand at all.
Shut up. Alice?
Yeah, I loved this. It was just so much fun, and I'm already looking forward to next week. Katie, you're an awesome GM, and I think this is an awesome group in general. All very diverse. Looks at Elvis. But yeah, I love it. And I'm White Rabbit Pick on Twitter. I am also the headmistress of the Scratchicus Academy. I DM our Cypher system, Eden, on a Wednesday, and I also DM the viewer game, which we had today, which is D&D in space, basically, which I've adapted the D&D 5e system. And also I DM our Eberron campaign, which is on every Monday. And I'm in a fair few things, so I'll let Scrat finish off those. But when I'm not doing D&D or any form of TTRPG, I am a photographer, and I'm shooting weddings, as I will be in about 5-6 hours time. So I'll be going to bed pretty soon after this.
Yeah, there's a grain of truth to that.
And last but not least, the reason that we're all gathered here, Scrat.
We are gathered here today.
For marriage. Wow.
I'm Scraticus, and this is the Scraticus Academy, where cheerful music plays in the background at all times. This is Carpe Diem from Incomputech by Ken McLeod, by the way. Guys, if you're not already, you should have our social links. Maybe that is a little loud. Discord. If you get in our Discord, it's inclusive, it's family fun, it's full of feels. If you guys can talk about issues, you can talk about D&D, you can talk about all sorts of other things. We're very welcoming to new players and people who have any queries or anything else like that. I love this music because it makes everyone bop. We'll be back in an hour for Mesame Beyond Time, which is going to be hilarious fun. I play Ikumi, who is an extra. If any of you know Samurai Champloo, she's based off of Mugen. But
That makes me so happy.
more hyper and extra. Yeah, it's awesome. If you guys want to get involved in one of the viewer games that Alice was talking about, we currently have free viewer games, which means we have up to 12 slots for players a week. So send me a DM on Twitter and I'll get you in one of those games, no problem. Also, YouTube, we're catching up fast. Probably by next week we'll be caught up, because in between games, when I've caught up with all the DMs that I've received and not replied to, I will start working on the YouTube videos and we'll catch up gradually over time. I'm about halfway through August at the minute. Patreon. We are now a full-time streaming service, and thank you very much for all of your support today. It's very, very much appreciated. We also have a Patreon where you can where you guys can support us, and we also have a merchandise if you want to go and buy some Scraticus branded stuff, like little books and T-shirts and hoodies and all sorts. Like look at it, isn't that pretty? It's branded, you guys. See, I've got my school books ready for the Hidden Masters School. What is the school name?
Leafside Academy.
Leafside Academy. Yeah. So this is the Leafside Academy. Maybe I can make that look like an L. No. No competition at the moment. There will be one probably by tomorrow when we finish the last stream today. I'll set up the competition for our next set of rainbow-colored dice to give away, supporting the Pride dice. There we go. Those are from Dice 20 UK, by the way, who we did a promotion with in August. Oh, Tweeter Vecna coming in with a tier 2 sub. which means you unlock the Academy logo as an emote. There you go. That's everything, right? We've done all the things. Yeah.
If you want something to watch for an hour before Wonderful Ryutama, Off Table's back with its panel show tonight with great guests. Eric Vulgaris is a guest. Simon, Wondering DM.
Oh, yeah.
Can't remember those. They're talking about organization and DM inspiration. And it's our first panel show back.
Love how incestuous the D&D community is. Like Eric Vulgaris is my DM for Mouse Guard. Wandering DM plays here on Fridays every other week. I love how this. We're not so much a family tree, we're a family bush. You know, it's.
I don't know how I feel about using the word incestuous to describe it.
I love saying things that make you cringe. It's amazing.
And you do it so well. You and Dingo in the same game.
Like
I'm fucked.
It's everyone's favorite pastime.
Yeah. Fist bump, Dingo. Boom.
I don't know which way.
All the ways. It's fine. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I was looking for someone to go and raid. That's what I was gonna do. Today, Off the Table, you were saying, is live right now. Are they live?
We've never been on time, so probably not, but we've never been on time.
I can't see them live yet. But you know what?
They're starting soon live.
Starting soon live. I'll tell you what then. Let's head over there. We'll go and pop them a raid. Guys, when we get in chat, there might not be anyone there, but I want to fill the chat with something. What should we fill it with this time? I can't remember what we did last week. We did something.
It was just hypes, wasn't it?
Was it just hypes? Well, let's go for something more on brand this week. Yeah. Like something, I don't know, maybe, yeah, something from the game, like smells like hunting season.
Smooches.
Smooches works. Okay, so we'll come in.
The first roll to turn on is from an OG Off the Table member, so.
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna go in. The case with the Scrat hypes is smoke them if you got them. If you don't got them, just come in with smooches, and that's what we're gonna do.
I love it.
Okay, and while we're stacking up viewers in there, we're full time. We now run Mondays to Thursdays, 1 p.m, 6 p.m, and 10 p.m. EST. Our next show is at 10 p.m. EST today. It is Ryutama. It is Anime Weeb Fun. And we also stream on Fridays at 1 p.m. on the Greyhawk channel. That is tomorrow? No, are we on Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday.
It's Thursday, thank you. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be over on the Greyhawk channel. And then tomorrow we will be, just before Off the Table go live with In the Wild Blue, I'll do a prep stream for next week's midweek modules, and then we will go and raid into Off the Table to watch the Wild Blue. Okay, so guys, we'll see you in there. Get ready with your raid commands. Let's go. Keep evoking motions. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.